live to all of our boys, ready to watch a great game of League of Legends.
Oh yeah, it's working. Welcome, sugar-free viewers, to Week 1, Game 3. This is the second stream on a Friday. We have LZBLZ versus Akuma Blades. Pick and ban already started. Stream was a little delayed, kind of on short notice, but we're bringing it because we love you guys. Very important. Seeing the ban so far, we have a Gangplank and a Victor. I feel like the Gangplank's more of a target ban, hasn't really been seen as meta. Victor can work in both top and mid. Good flex pick, but with the recent changes, he's been seen more AP. Darius ban feels like a target ban. Zillion, I'm not sure. I think Sub plays Zillion. Can you verify that?
I'd say Sub plays a good amount of Zillion. I think it, with as much as Leek likes to play mages as well, it may as well go bot lane. I know he likes to hover on a few of the weird things like the LeBlanc support and similar strategies, but it looks like Blizzard is going to really opt for that Sivir for the first pick, so it's interesting to give her to Adrian. Going to put him on a bit more of a utility instead of I know how much he loves his very heavy damage hyper carries.
On the other side, we see Galio and Sejuani. Sejuani recently changed, a lot more damage-focused, I guess, than she used to be. Still a really powerful tank, but her passive was changed a good bit. Her E does a different damage type. Galio, just a really solid pick. They're not nerfing him until next patch, so there's no reason not to be taking advantage of that.
I think the Trundle pickup is actually pretty nice to have versus that Galio and Sejuani, those like two huge frontliners to be able to shred the resistances, especially for something like that Sivir that's not going to really have a lot of built-in damage or some sort of, resistance shred or percentage health shred. That'll be a lot better. So it's nice to get that for him, as well as the Urgot up in the top lane, or mid lane, depending how they want to flex it.
I know Adrian is a sub. Usually we would see Zyzo, and we know he has that synergy with Leek, but Adrian just a really solid ADC, Leek a really solid support. They might not have the synergy that Zyzo and Leek have, but two really solid players should be able to pull it through in the bot lane. And not sure how that matchup ends up working out, because I haven't seen Akuma Blades play yet, but they seem like a pretty formidable team.
And here we'll get into the second phase of bans. That it's pretty respectable to see the Anivia ban for sub. That's a very comfort pick of his, where he can not only dominate a game, but he can also stall one out as long as the Blizzard might need. And we're also going to see the Alistar ban in a response.
Yeah, seeing that the Sivir was already locked in, the Anivia probably wasn't very required, but sub pretty comfortable on the pick anyways. Sivir just a really obvious wave clear champ. Urgot pretty good at that as well. Trundle maybe not so much until he picks up the health items into Titanic Hydra, but a lot of wave clear from not really drafting a specific type of comp so far, more just a really well-rounded one. On the side of the Akuma Blades, they definitely have a game plan. I'm not too sure what it is as of yet, but something's going on over there. Locking in a lot of really solid laning champs. Pretty good for team fighting as well. Not too much wave clear, I guess. If it does get into the late game, it looks like at this point Blizzard would have the advantage, but that could really change at any moment. It really depends on how the early game goes here. Cassio ban, I haven't seen sub play that often, but Cassio is such a strong mid laner, and not too hard. I'm sure sub would be able to pick it up with the recent discovery of the Q max and going Comet. Lucian ban, maybe not even a specialty for Catharsis, but Lucian just probably the strongest ADC right now. With all the marksman changes, he's one of the few that wasn't affected, and he was strong before it. Kai'Sa going to be locked in. She isn't really affected by the marksman changes either because she builds all these weird items. And the Rageblade change just buffed her a little bit more too. Seen some relative success on that pick in this league as opposed to LCS and other leagues. Veigar, however, there's no way.
Well, where there's a will, there's a way, so they are going to lock in that Veigar despite some belief. And
well, either sub or Leek has huge fat nuts. Just gigantic swinging.
No, I definitely agree.
Just boulders.
No, it
Boulders
could go either
back.
way, and that's what's so nice about this this composition of players that Blizzard has, where they can't do these big flex picks, but it looks like they're also going to pick up a Fiddlesticks. It's a really
Leek has zero respect for anybody. He doesn't care. He's playing his game, and Akuma Blades is going to have to conform to it.
And Akuma Blades, or depending on what they pick up for this, for their support, they have such a heavy dive composition going on right now. I mean, you got the Sejuanial to start to engage from long range. You got the Aatrox that's going to dash in, you know, with Yomus or whatever. But a Blitzcrank to actually see if they can, maybe instead of running to them to engage the fight, maybe bring someone to the side of Akuma Blades and then just wreak havoc on them while they're in their
Blitzcrank
realm.
Is a really good pick into Fiddlesticks, not so great into Sivir, but Blitzcrank is going to do such a great job of stopping all those Fiddlesticks channels with his R interrupt, his Q, and his E. I know how interruptive Blitzcrank can be. I used to main this champion. I don't think she's in the game anymore. She's called like Katarina or something. She channels her ultimate, and like Blitzcrank can interrupt in so many ways. I remember people used to pick that mid to counter pick. And it was really annoying. Blitzcrank is super disruptive.
Was that like a beta champion? Did they remove it? Was there?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since like season 6 or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
It
might be a different game.
Off.
Is that a Dota hero? Maybe.
That might be it. I haven't played a little bit.
Yeah, I think you've been confusing your MOBAs. I don't know a Katarina in this League of Legends that I play.
Yeah, my bad.
I see Cassid and Galio every game, so
pass off on that one.
Yeah,
there's no Katarina. I'm dreaming. Okay, so looking at these comps, Akuma Blades may have played in leagues before this, but I guarantee they've never played a team like Lane Zero Blizzard. Looking at this comp, this isn't really an LCS draft, but this is an SFL draft if I've ever seen one. Urgot top, just so staple. Trundle jungle, Fallen loves playing that. I have no idea why. Sivir's pretty much pick ban in our games. Vigar, I'm not sure, but Sub can play whatever he wants, and he does play whatever he wants. League seems to be the same.
You know, it bothers me a lot. I don't know if people try to still give Fallen the staple of a tank player, especially when he was starting to play so much in the SFL with the typical Sejuani, Zac, and whatnot. I think he really disproved a lot of people because so many champions of this pool, mainly the Kindred and the Camille that we've seen a lot of games out of him recently, have just really, to a lot of those naysayers who are like, oh, all you do is spam tanks, you know, the rest of your team carries you. That guy has, without a doubt, proven those people wrong. But even despite his fantastic ability to play those carry champions, he still, like, as far as I understand, he loves his tanks. He loves the playstyle of tanks, he loves the utility and the amount of value that it brings to a team, especially something like Trundle, where you're taking out one of these huge frontliners like a Sejuani or a Galio, making them so much easier for your carries to kill. It's almost invaluable in certain compositions like this.
I see Lifeless in the chat. It brings me back to that one game that I do believe it was Fallen that picked Trundle into a certain jungler's Sejuani and kind of wiped the floor with him. I'm not too sure what that jungler's name was, but I do remember Trundle being a very good pick into Sejuani, as Lifeless has said.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, I mean, looking at the side of Akuma Blades as well, you can, obviously the full AP Galio that we see a lot of in this meta, and just about, I wouldn't say full AD Aatrox, just, you know, just a lot of off tank, but it's still a lot of damage. You still see, it's weird because both comps, they don't have, I mean, especially in this meta of the past year or maybe even 2 years, it's usually been so very damage focused, and we're seeing a lot more, you know, a lot more frontline in this, a lot more, again, I guess in 2019, a lot of these tanks, you know, like the Urgot, like the Sejuani and the Galio, they're, you know, they're doing a lot more damage than I'm seeing carries do nowadays, especially like 80 carry bot lanes, you know?
Yeah, I mean, because the damage is so heavy, you can just afford to pick these tanks, right? We talk about damage heavy, and like technically, Galio classifies as a tank, but after he gets that proto belt, he's kind of one-shotting ADCs. This is excluding Sivir. We probably won't see that this game. Fiddlesticks is definitely still in there. Vigar is going to die pretty quickly to it. But because it's so damage heavy, you can really pick whatever you want, and if you build damage on them, then you're conforming to the meta just as much as any other player.
Well, with the current compositions you see, with what you know of both teams and all else, what is your predicted outcome for, maybe not this entire series, we'll say for this game, and then we'll say the series. What do you think for this game, we'll say so far? Who do you think is going to come out victorious, you personally?
Oh, Jesus. I've never seen Akuma Blades play, but Leak did lock in Fiddlesticks, so I'm going to take them here. I've also seen a lot of Galio recently, and I just know firsthand how strong he is. As we're loading in, though, we come to the important part of the game where we analyze the skins. We see a Battlecast Urgot. That skin is fantastic. It's looked really good since the rework. Constable Trundle, pretty average. The Traffic Cone really makes the skin there. Bad Santa Vigar has looked really good since they updated it. Blood Moon Sivir, I still haven't seen in-game. The splash art looks fantastic, though. Pumpkinhead Fiddlesticks is pretty much nothing. Boom Boom Blitzcrank, I have that skin. He wears gloves. That's the gimmick there. Bullet Angel Kaisa, not bad. You don't really have too many options for Kaisa, so I don't really blame him. At least he does have a Kaisa skin. Gatekeeper Galio is great. A very good value for that skin. I remember it used to look like complete garbage, but that was kind of just with the old Galio, how he worked. Traditional Sejuani, not bad. A good throwback skin. I don't see it very often. Most people run Poro Rider, but traditional Sejuani is a nice throwback. And Mecha Aatrox, debatably the best one unless somebody has the Blood Moon. Is that must be live because the Sivir one is live?
I haven't seen the Sivir one myself yet, besides screenshots and whatnot. From the screenshots I saw of the in-game, it didn't look too promising, but because I love the art. I mean, Riot's art and production team, I've always said is, you know, beyond fantastic, but when it comes to in-game, they don't reflect how amazing they make it look in the art, especially it's like... we got the typical SFL pause. It wouldn't be an SFL series if there wasn't a pause just about instantly. So
it's just required.
Of course, no, yeah, it just gives us something to do. You know, it puts us a little bit to the test to make sure.
Well, we can take an opportunity to discuss a little bit further the Sivir skin. When I look at Sivir skins, what are they talking about in the chat? I don't speak that language.
Oh, in Twitch chat, I'm not sure. I try not to.
No, in the game chat.
Oh, in the game chat, I also try to keep that away. I don't. I just don't have
okay,
the.
Well, whatever. I'll let you know if they say anything
capacity.
important, but it's kind of gibberish right now.
No, yeah, that's why I don't want to look at it. That's all. I know it's all I'm gonna read, so I'm gonna save myself the IQ points from dropping.
We know how Fallen has a strange tendency to just drop a gamer bomb every once in a while, so we try to keep that hidden.
Okay, that's fair. That's understandable.
But talking about Sivir skins, the two things I really look for as a Sivir skin is number one, the Chalicar. The Crossblade, just such a central part of Sivir skins. It's usually the first thing I look at for a Sivir skin. I remember Victorious Sivir has such a great looking Chalicar. The rest of the skin pretty average. It really makes Warden Sivir. That skin is pretty not even that good otherwise, but the Chalicar really makes it. In this case, I haven't seen it. And the second thing I look for, and this is something that's really prevalent in Snowstorm Sivir, and not really in any of the other skins, maybe it will be in this one, we'll see, but the cleavage, of course. Snowstorm Sivir splash art, pretty decent titties on that skin, whereas Sivir isn't really a champion you would think of that would have nice ones, you know? This skin, we'll see. Interesting looking Chalicar, kind of looks futuristic, not very Blood Moony. I'm really not sure. I don't have an opinion on it. Looks weird. She has like antlers or something.
I've never met someone so very passionate about the not only the quality of skins, but their attention to detail, and I very much appreciate that about you. Oh
yeah, the skin analysis is the only thing I'm good at. I'm not really going to be talking for the rest of these games.
Okay, you know what
that's what Fallen brought me in for.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think anyone would have you topped at this point, even just from the quick 2 minutes I've had with you. I think you just about topped anyone that could come in and talk about skins. But otherwise, in terms of how the actual game is going, we see basic line of scrimmage from Blizzard at least, and we saw a little bit of an evade from Akuma Blaze to see if they can get that blind hook in that top red side bush, but to no success. We also see since we're going to talk about the skins, as you so much desire, we see a chroma on the Blood Moon Sivir skin. I'm not sure if I'm liking that color scheme with the...
Oh, that's a chroma. I was going to say, if that's the classic skin, that looks like trash.
Oh, yeah, no, that's
a really bad chroma.
They very much love adding chromas to just about every skin release.
I don't have a problem with chromas, but some of them are clearly just like... We need to make one for this color. We don't have an idea, we just need to make one. Leak getting that dread so he can run up and press E. Ooh, I think I just watched Adrian miss 2 CS. What a fraud.
The Fiddle Crow bounce does to send 80 carries for a loop, especially in those first few levels where they might not be expecting it. You know, the Phil's going for some poke on the champions. Sometimes the pros just bounce around all the minions. Sometimes you don't have the attack speed to follow up as the marksman. Sejuani, otherwise, is
I think Sivir and Fiddlesticks is really a mismatch. Fiddlesticks is something you would take to either protect a hyper carry in lane, try to find an early lead, or go with somebody that deals a lot of damage. And Sivir's really neither of those. She's more just wave clear and scale up, try to match the pace. Something you would pick into a really aggressive pick. So I guess it's good into the Blitzcrank, but I think the Fiddlestick support is really a mismatch here. But Leek knows what's good. He hasn't disappointed me in the past.
I mean, I think I obviously don't know the exact statistics of all the pick rates of different champions in the SFL or anything, but I don't remember seeing too much Blitzcrank. So I'm actually excited to see how that plays out.
Blitzcrank gets banned a lot, actually. I don't know why. I guess a lot of supports have it as a pocket pick. Fallen puts the cone down up there, but Nyrus is just going to walk backwards, and that's what Aatrox does. Not much Trundle can do about it. Ganks aren't particularly powerful, especially not when the Aatrox was already sitting under tower. But Urgot could do pretty well with that early lead. My scoreboard isn't showing up. Yeah, he has a CS advantage of about 10 at 3 minutes into the game. It's pretty big. Obviously, Aatrox still has another wave to pick up, but he'll get it soon enough, and he should struggle farming under tower. I know Aatrox isn't that great at that. He has good wave clear, but precision is not really his specialty.
Yeah, not only being a little more than wave down right now, but also not having a potion is a little detrimental. Always see the Blitzcrank down in the bot lane getting feared while he tries to run up and create some fear of his own with the deadly hook being off cooldown. He's just waiting to see what he can grab. We've seen Adrian already spell shield a couple of them, so he's keeping an eye out for him, making sure he doesn't get picked off too easily.
I don't know why the directed camera always goes straight to the top lane, like nothing's ever going on there. Ooh, we see audio kind of wrapping around bot there. Fiddlesticks and Sivir walk up a little bit further forward. Ooh, lands the hook. Fiddlesticks might be stunned up here. No, audio does not find the E. Adrian running forward to poke them a little bit off of the Fiddlesticks. Sejuani just gonna run away there.
I'd still say it's a huge success. They get not only Leek's flash, but also Adrian's heal. So, you know, summoner spells, you know, you don't have to necessarily get kills when you go for ganks. Summoner spells are just as valuable, just as much of a success. As,
a flash being down is really important, especially on Fiddlesticks, who has no mobility otherwise. Sejuani, great at diving. If she can just land an R under the turret, she can follow up with the dive, and Fiddlesticks can't really do anything about it. Adrian not having a heal to protect him even further, we'll probably see Sejuani go back down there again. Fallen roaming down towards bot. Not on a ward, but also not in a very good spot to get off a gank.
Yeah, it's also nice to see
Lying
on,
in wait returns to his jungle.
Yeah, on both sides, or both teams, I should say, we're seeing down in the bot lane, both teams are pinging and actually trying to, you know, utilize as much communication as they can. Not only in voice comm saying, you know, hey, here's Trundle, you know, making sure the rest of the team is wary or whatever, but even just in, you know, pings go a long way. I'm not sure if a lot of people actually understand the value of them. It doesn't matter if it's solo queue or competitive.
I've never used a ping in my life.
Yeah,
I deserve Challenger.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize how much subconsciously goes into a ping, and when you hear, especially those both missing and danger pings, I think when it comes to the sound, after hearing it for so many games and so many years, I hope for people that actually attempt to train their brain to recognize certain things, as we see a neutral ping going down to show Trundle up in the top lane, people will pick up on it, maybe play a bit more safe and avoid certain situations that they otherwise wouldn't without those pings. But we see Fallen trying to apply as much pressure as he can, both sides of the map. First visiting bot lane, now on the top side.
Akuma Blades have been doing a great job of keeping vision everywhere, and we see they're pressing their vision advantage to start up drag, and this one is a mountain. There is a ward, but there's also a pink, so it's not going to see anybody out. Galio roaming down. Fiddlesticks and Civ are not going to respond, so this one's probably just going to go over to the Akuma Blades.
Yeah, Yeah, these early dragons are also especially important with the cooldown of the respawn of dragons becoming a lot sooner. You can get so many more dragons in such a shorter amount of time, and not only are you getting those dragons for yourself, because a lot of people, you get, maybe an air dragon or an ocean dragon, they think, what of it, but it's taken it away from the other team. But meanwhile, we see a little bit of a dive up in top lane. It's going to be first
Fallen was
blood.
not ready for that.
Wow, that's pretty unexpected first blood. He saw Blizzard, seemingly being on the same page of what they wanted to do there, to try to dive in Aatrox with ult, maybe not the wisest. Not even having to burn a flash or anything to get away with that. So first blood goes over to him, even though he's got a little bit of a deficit in CS, but we'll see audio on the other side of the map.
Comes down with the R. That is a super, super dead leak. Catharsis does use the heal, so he is going to get away. Probably wouldn't have died to the Sivir anyways. Adrian just left to push out this wave while he waits for Leak to come back. Fallen maybe looking for a counter gank, probably just a counter push, not going to be able to do anything. Akuma Blade's keeping very powerful vision on the bot side. We see a pink and Dragon Pit, they have the Scuttle Crab, another pink and Try, and one more ward on Raptors. Their vision game has been really on point. You can tell that they're a team that's really well put together. They've been playing together for a long time, and it shows.
Yeah, long-term play with the team, especially if you have the same players, you're not swapping too many people out, you're not role swapping all the time. If you actually get 5 consistent players to consistently play with each other, you're going to notice a huge amount of synergy difference, you're going to see a huge amount of communication difference. And, it's going to show, especially, in times where they should be on the same page and they should understand what they can and can't take. The dive top lane isn't really what they wanted. You're seeing that, around that 7-minute mark, nothing's really happening. You're seeing ganks happen on all sides of the map, but nothing is, coming of it, and they really wanted to push a play. They want to have that first mover advantage, so they try to make something happen, and it ends up costing them a little bit. And Adrian's actually disconnected.
Probably going to see a pause. Yep, there it is.
No, I'd sure hope so, or I hope that's not, that's a connection issue, and certainly not Leak taking 3 of a CS. I know some people would find that very detrimental to their farming experience, myself included.
I think I heard Adrian say something along the lines of, "God damn it, Leak, why are you inting? I'm out of this game," or like something like that.
Oh yeah,
and he disconnected. That's kind of weird.
I heard that too. Actually, I didn't want to mention.
Must be a bug.
Yeah, I thought I was the only one that heard it. I'm glad that you brought it to my attention, so I can.
Yeah, I don't know. Unfortunate disconnect there, for sure. Really unfortunate.
Well, the report system's in place, so.
Wait a minute. I just noticed Sivir has Conqueror.
No, I noticed that as well, and I actually don't think it's that bad. It really doesn't take off too early on, but the thing is with Stormrazor and Sivir W, especially in these late game team fights, as everyone is clumped up, and he manages to get that Conqueror procced off. I've seen.
Oh yeah, because that'll do true damage since it's the first auto.
No, yeah, I've seen Conqueror Sivers go from having like 100 damage with it in, a 20-minute span, and then within 2 team fights, it'll have done 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 damage, like an insane amount of damage, just because of how much AoE she can put out in such a short burst. So yeah, I don't think it's that bad. I'm wanting to see if he is actually able to utilize it, and it can be seen as more useful versus this tank composition, or quote-unquote tank.
A lot of aftershocks, pretty much tank.
Yeah, we'll go with that. In 2019, you don't need to build resistances to have resistances.
You really don't, as we can see from the fiddlesticks with that goddamn green rune he has. Oh, yeah. That's so dirty. He actually just point and clicks somebody and he stops taking damage.
Yeah, it's not the most enjoyable game experience, I will admit. I think Keystones in general were just an absolutely massive mistake on the part of Riot Game.
Yes.
Riot Game. So, if
Adrian reconnected some point during that pause.
Yeah, no, he's back. We see him walking back the lane. All is well. No reports are going down. He apologized. He said, I'm here to play.
He said he's sorry, so it's all good.
Yeah, no, so the 3 CS that he is down, he's not going to hold it against anyone. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
He said, I hate the support. I hate that he's taken 3 CS from me. I wish I got supports that never took CS from me. But we can't all get what we want.
Stubbed my toe, Hurst bad, says Vigar. Poor Sub. F's in the chat for Sub, please. Stubbed his toe.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not an
No F's for
experience.
Adrian. He's just rage quitting and taking our time.
Yeah, hopefully it's just an issue that can get resolved rather quickly. I know personal internet problems are a huge nuisance for a lot of people. A lot of internet connections seem to act up during these competitive games that people, they try to try to finally sit down, after a long day. Maybe they've been playing games all day and connection's totally fine. But once you connect to something like this, or even something like a scrim, then of course everything decides to go haywire, or so it seems.
Yeah, my connection's been terrible all day, but it's actually fine right now. I guess I stole Adrian's bandwidth.
No, this obvious bandwidth.
Well, guys, I mean, would you rather watch the game or would you rather listen to my casting?
Well, without the game...
Not to put you in a tough spot, but it's really not a tough spot. There's an obvious answer.
Yeah, but it goes hand in hand, though. We need the game. What are we going to cast, dude? We can't
I don't care about the game.
But dude, the game, it's all about the game. It's about the competition. It's about winning.
You could zoom in real close on Galio's feet, and I could talk about that for the time it would take 5 games to go by.
You know what? For as much as you love your skins and character models, I'd believe you, and I'm not going to take you up on that challenge. Instead, the game's on pause, so we don't have to listen to that. Instead, we can talk about some...
Sivir is back.
Some good quality League of Legends. Some 2019 great, fast-paced, super fun, intuitive, skillful League of Legends. Aftershock, Conqueror.
Good descriptive word.
Elemental Dragons, Plants. No crit rework. 2019 League of Legends.
No Katarina.
Who?
Yeah. I actually have an interesting story about that while nothing's going on. I was looking at my year in review today, and my 3 most champions, my 3 most played champions were Kale, Kog'Maw, and Katarina. 3 Ks. That's an interesting acronym there. I did not plan it out. It kind of just happened. But
didn't plan it out, he says.
Yeah, I didn't need to point that out. But
didn't plan. I'm wondering who would believe that. That just seems awfully convenient.
I think my 4th was pretty close.
I'd rather tell someone that I was joking to actually get those 3K champions rather than tell someone that was my champion pool.
Hey, I like my K champions.
Okay, that's understandable. Dude, you like what you like. That's what you do. You play what you enjoy most in this game. That is the
when I was looking at my Katarina stats, it said that I shunpoed 0 times this season. Yep, I sure didn't. Interesting bug. Really ironic.
Or hold on a second. We're blaming things on the company. Maybe have you thought about reflecting on yourself? Maybe you haven't shunpoed.
You're probably right.
Well, people that will shunpo, we got a 3-3 in the bot lane here. Several going down, as well as Fiddlesticks ult and Galio ult coming in as well. Young Adrian is going to pick up a kill in the Catharsis, while 3 people get taunted up, and Leek's going to have the stopwatch to save a little bit of time. We're going to see a smite and a little bit of health, seeing if Fallen Artemis can get out of it. Not going to be enough. Fluke picking up a kill on this Galio, but taunting Adrian down as well. It's going to be so much damage, but stunned up by the Vigar, and another ult with an auto. That's going to take down Fluke. And
wow. So
many kills happening so fast. We see just an absolute mess happening from that 3v3 turning into the 4v3 to quickly turn into the 4v4. It's a little hard to follow the Galio ult as
I think Akuma Blades was really on top. Sub's about to find another kill here.
No, he's okay. He's gonna.
Damn.
I'll let you off with a warning, Vigar says, but Catharsis says, I'm here to save my boy. One more auto, and it's going to be another kill for that Kai'Sa.
Leak versus Catharsis, let's see it.
He's going to try to save his boy. Fear's going to go down, as well as the silence, and
nope, just walk away.
One of the buggiest... I don't know if you're a spectator client bugged out there. I had a gliding Fiddlesticks across my screen there. That's... Unless they updated Fiddlesticks and he's able to...
Indie company.
Maybe if he can slide while he does his drain now, that's a new update to me. I need to start reading patch notes.
I did not see that, personally.
No, I need to cut that out. But anyway, we see Fluke finding Leek trying to get a crab of his own. We'll see if a play is made with Sejuani coming up here. But that's going to go down to Adrian. They're going to say that's our vision, that's our objective.
You wouldn't. Really? Okay, passing over a red buff at this point in the game. Akuma Blades move on to the second Drake. This one's going to be an Ocean.
And
Fallen gets hooked. He's out of there. He used his flash in the last fight. No way he's surviving. Fluke moves on to the Sivir. Adrian is going to get away here. Never mind. Aatrox has a flash up. Flashes into the event horizon. Lands that last Q. Sivir goes down. So does Fallen. 0 for 2 and a Drake given over. Pretty good for Akuma Blades. Definitely makes up for that last fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all it takes is that one, or excuse me, those... Oh my goodness, if I could even speak tonight, that'd be fantastic. One Blitzcrank hook from over the wall while they're taking that dragon. I mean, what's the Trundle gonna do? You know, not having flash, you don't have a gap closer. Your choices are to fight it out or just sit there and die. So, I mean, it puts them at a really easy advantage to, you know, capitalize on that, take that dragon, see if they can get that, you know, maybe not first tower. They're gonna get a lot of plating gold. They may even get this first tower if they really try to greed it out. We're gonna see Fiddlesticks coming on the side with ultimate, landing that, fear on the Kaiser. Cole's going to come in, a Sejuani ult as well. Audio getting very low and going to go down to Adrian as well, even though the heal from Catharsis is not going to do quite enough to save him. And we're seeing a lot of desperate plays being made. That first tower greed really
at this point, Nyrus has a 600 gold bounty, and he's still fighting with Revnon up in the top lane. If he does screw this up, it could really cost him.
Yeah, with a red buff, though, and ultimate, it's going to be a little hard to mess it up unless a Vygar is there to stun him up as well. Revnon going to continue doing what damage he can. Resurrect's going to come up, but missing the Urgot ult is...
Rev, my boy. Fallen also comes up.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
That's another kill for Vygar. Yeah. 600 gold over to Vygar, that's pretty huge.
Especially for a champion that can get ability power stacked up as fast as he can. They're going to be just as proactive as they have to and spawn that
Fallen drops to Herald. First turret might actually swap over here. Looking like it was going to be Akuma Blades, but Audio got a little bit greedy, and up on the top side, they do get punished for it. First turret goes down, thanks to the great roams from Vygar and the good counter gank from Fallen. Three-man the Aatrox, get that bounty.
There was a lot at play there. You had 3 of the people on the side of Akuma Blades trying to overstay for the bot lane turret. And you have Leek, the hero himself, ulting in alone on Fiddlesticks versus the 3 people to become enough of a distraction with the resistances from his Aftershock to stay just enough alive to get them to back away so Adrian can arrive. And then not only that, but the rest of the people on lane Blizzard realize, wait, all this stuff's happening bot lane, we need to respawn on the other side of the map. They go up to the top side of, you know, the map, Aatrox is all alone, easy pickup kill, spawn Herald, and that first tower that Akuma Blades could have had they not maybe greedy just backed up and wait just a little bit for one more wave. Could have been a difference.
But he's instantly feared away, so it's not going to do anything. Jarosa potentially caught out here. Revnon comes down in the bot side, gets the flip, does get away. Sub masterfully dodging, but Sejuani is going to land that E.
It's not going to matter. They're going to stay alive for as long as they can. Catharsis going in on Kaiser as far as she can. Flashing away is not going to be enough. The fear going down for both the Urgot and the Fiddlesticks, and a double kill going over to Revnon on this Urgot.
Urgot, in the last 2 minutes, has been doing a great job of turning this game around. Looking like there was a pretty clear advantage to Akuma Blades, but Revnon with the proactive map plays is really taking Akuma Blades for a loop here. Another turret is dropped in the bot side. That gold goes over to Sivir and Urgot. Revnon and Sivir recall, maybe a lane swap at this point in the game.
I really don't like that Sivir skin. I love Sivir.
It's a bad chroma.
Like, Sivir...
It has to be the chroma. I don't think the skin would look that bad if it was red like it was supposed to be.
Sivir is by far one of the hottest mamas that League of Legends has to offer. So it's really...
I love Sivir's design. I'll play her classic skin like a lot because I like it that much. I have Sivir skins, I don't use them.
No, and that's absolutely understandable. And to have this great champion disgraced by a very underwhelming skin, that's you know, maybe it's the chroma. Maybe I'm thrown off by it.
The chroma does make it worse, but the skin itself looks dumb.
Yeah.
Why does she have antlers? This is Blood Moon, not Christmas. There's already a Christmas one. And the Christmas one doesn't even have antlers.
I do love the Christmas one.
Christmas one's great.
Classic.
Got some titties. And the Chalicar is like a snowflake.
Yeah, yes. That is exactly what it is, or at least that is what my perception of it has been. But,
it looks really nice with the W.
Yes.
It's one of the few skins that they actually changed what the W looks like. I remember for the longest time, Pizza Delivery Sivir just had a normal Chalicar when the W would bounce. Jarosa looking to make a play on Artemis here. That's 3 versus 1. Artemis has flash, but it's not going to do anything. Sejuani finds an ult onto Adrian. Sivir going to flash over the wall. Galio also here. That's 4 for this single red buff, and then they're going to move on to Drake afterwards. This one, another mountain.
Yeah,
Lane Zero also in mid, ready to contest this, but they are down a player in Fallen, and he has that smite, which makes him so important. Naira's keeping 2 occupied on the top side. Sejuani just finishes off the dragon.
And we're gonna see a lot of intimidation.
God
from the
hand
side of
throw-
Oh my goodness gracious! The Blitzcrank not being able to pick up Leak, but Catharsis says, "I'm gonna get that kill for you, bud. We're gonna redeem that flash of yours." We're gonna see the Aatrox ult go down as well. Sub stunning up who we can, but it's not gonna matter. Adrian going down. Galio gonna come in as well, and Revnon taking up what he can, getting pulled by the Blitzcrank. Catharsis laying down as much damage as he can. Fallen Urus being a little late to the party, but wow, shutdown for Vigar on this.
Sub's fed. That's his goddamn death cap already.
Oh no, death cap. I mean, he just does an absolutely
That's
obnoxious
money.
amount of damage. I mean, he got so much gold early on, a lot of shutdown. He's got 144 CS. I mean, they're setting this Vigar up to be an absolute powerhouse. 4-1 on the Urgot
Vigar's
as well.
OP. So is Master Yi.
Yeah, and especially with the not super recent update, but there was an update with Death's Dance recently with the damage that you're actually healed for, and I believe now with that recent change, Urgot will actually will heal Urgot for the amount of damage that's done if he does manage to complete that Death's Dance sooner rather than
That's
later.
just a full heal. That's 999,
Yeah, no,
9,999 true damage.
I could be wrong, they may have hotfixed it, but for the...
That has to be an oversight. There's no way that
no,
was on purpose.
For the time I have understood, I saw a few people complaining about it, a few people calling for it to be hotfixed. I never saw any follow-up.
Yeah, cool.
I'm hoping to see it. I think it's such a very rare thing that it just might not be seen as often, and maybe doesn't have enough attention to it, and just gets a blind eye turned towards it. But we'll see if it works out. I'm curious to see if that exists or not, or maybe if someone watching has the inside intel and is has more of mastery on Urgot than I do. I can't speak
Can we talk for a second about Big Brain Jarosa? Did you see him flash forward and then hook over the wall as if to predict Leek's flash?
I don't
Leek
think
is not so simple a man that he will flash into your hooks.
You
You need to learn something about the premier of SFL supports, Mr. Jarosa. I don't know who you think you are.
I
I respect what you are going for, but not to my boy Leek. Don't do him like that.
In the same way what I said about Blizzard and trying to, being so stressed out in the fact that they feel like they need to make these proactive plays, and right now Akuma Blaze with these on-the-way pings are maybe saying the same thing. You see, Aatrox coming on the bottom side as well, and Sejuani maybe
Yeah, if
looking
they're
for
not
an
ready
ult.
for this, they're super trapped here. Adrian pops his ultimate so as to run away, not going to do it. Audio goes in with the Sejuani ult. Leek comes in with the big R. Aatrox putting a lot of damage down in the back line. Fluke picks up 1 kill on the Leek. 1 down. Akuma Blades win that fight with 5-4, and they have a lot of vision set up for Baron. Maybe clear like 1 more wave and move up, and Lane Zero trades the mid turret, or they try to continue the fight.
I like breaking this mid turret. I think mid turret is just so very important in opening up the map, so I value this much over anything else. I don't think even getting any more kills is needed here. They got Leaf, they can get the neutral objectives now. You can see up in the top side in the river, they have beautiful vision around this Baron. They're denying vision with the pinks. You see, what is that, 1, 2, 3 at the very least pink wards, or excuse me, vision wards from the side of Akuma Blades. We see a couple on the side of Blizzard as well, but we're seeing them on the bottom side of the map, and it's going to be useful for the Dragon coming up in a minute 30, but otherwise, for the activity that's going on the top side of the map, it'd behoove of them to adjust their vision and try to act accordingly. And it looks like they're doing so. They're listening to me. They're ghosting.
Yeah. Lane Zero carried by, I'm not going to try to pronounce your name once again.
Oh, no, it's just Lysturia. I've heard some crazy pronunciations from some of the people in this league, but it's kind of like lies to you, like I'm lying.
I remember
to you.
seeing you type that, but if I said it like that, I'd sound like an idiot.
Yeah, no, it's just that simple. That's all it is.
I just called you List, and then somebody,
That's work. Yeah, that
and then
works.
Wolf said something stupid, and you corrected him, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna give up now.
I think Wolf pronounced it like a really butchered way, and I was just trying to, as politely as I could, correct them. But I try to just let it go. I'm not going to be a perfect. You know, if I wanted people to just properly, you know, say my name easily, I would just name myself Gary or something. It's my username. Gary the 80 carry. No one can really mess that
I like
up.
to run with Nate so people can't
no,
screw it up.
exactly. That's beautiful. That's so simple. It's to the point. I can spell that perfectly every time. Like,
can you, though?
I'd hope so. I'd have to really be inebriated. I have to really be under the influence of something strong to mess up a 4-letter name, so I'd really hope I am not too far gone.
Adrian picks up another red buff. That's money. Ooh. Nah, they're just starting it. They wouldn't dare. Well, all this is going on, I mean, Baron's under siege.
We do see the baby case from Vygar and Jarosa, a little bit of rusty blitzcrank. We're seeing his hooks going wide a few too many times.
I respect it. One of these times he's going to land it, and it's going to be so hype.
I mean, he already has landed a few. There have been a few hooks that he has landed, and it has changed the game and gotten Akuma Blades.
Yeah,
to,
like, they've been useful hooks, but they haven't been sick, right?
Oh, no, of course, yeah.
I'm trying to see a sick hook.
Okay. Well, maybe he'll deliver it to you. It's only 24 minutes in the game. We have plenty of time.
Yeah.
They're all flexing up. They're all seeing, you know, who's man enough to start these fights. Because, again, this is a nice 5v5 brawl comp. It's interesting to see. Because, honestly, I've looked at both compositions.
Really scrappy for sure.
Yeah,
Sejuani moves onto the Ocean Drake. Maybe just clearing vision here.
Yeah, you know, I look at both compositions, and I can see either one winning, but for now we might see Blitzcrank getting caught out a little bit, gonna have to use that flash to get away from the Ocean.
Yeah, Revnon uses his ult there. Wow, okay, goodbye, Nyrus.
And Nyrus gonna get absolutely melted, Phil's gonna complete an ult, and Revnon's gonna go down to that Blitzcrank hook. Catharsis being very healthy, but not so much anymore, not after that Vygar combo. Adrian DPSing as much as he can, following Jarosa with that red buff. That slow makes a difference. Doesn't matter if you zoom, Chrono's going to lay down the pillar for him. That's going to be a double kill for him. That's going to be 4 members on the side of Blizzard walking away. Their boy Revnon's dead, but it doesn't matter. They're going to look towards that Baron. Maybe not do it, but maybe just to get some vision around and prepare so Akuma Blades, you know, can't get it. They very well can do it. They have 4 members to the alone audio, but God forbid if, you know, one smite goes wrong, it can be absolutely devastating. It's a pretty even game. It's 14-14. We have just about even goal, only about a 200 goal difference. We do see audio. He's got the pink ward down. We got 2 members on Blizzard, almost 3, very, very low in hit points. And we're going to see him go in with the Aatrox fall, and Ardo's going to get very low as well. Sub is just too to be able to follow up, as well as young Adrian. They're going to say, we are taking the safe route of this. We're getting out of here. We're going to recall instead.
Sub being out of mana really hurts. He's been carrying the beginning of these fights so hard, just taking down Naira so early in that fight, and even doing damage to Fluke, the traditional magic resist mage that Galio is. Sub is putting out such a ridiculous amount of damage. We see his early Void Staff. Galio might as well be a Lux, honestly. And with the recent changes, the Sejuani passive, she's pretty squishy as well. Makes Vygar a surprisingly good pick. Whereas if he picked it last patch, it would have been trolling. But he definitely knew what he was doing. He's been on top of his patch notes. He's done his research. And the Vygar pick is working out really well. Fallen is going to move on to this Ocean. Going to be relatively uncontested. I don't really see how Akuma Blades can do anything about this. Going to just push mid, establish some more vision while they give this up.
Oh my goodness gracious, Catharsis, where did you go? Sub actually going to see if he can look for more at that baby cage. Not going to find enough. The Blitzcrank being so very speedy. Wow, I very much hate 2019. I hate mages. I believe this
Too much damage.
The people that run this game,
Bring back tank meta.
They really need to just become baristas at Starbucks. They need to get out of the ride office. I'm sick of seeing their faces. If I have to look at the patch notes and see a 1% attack speed increase on an attack speed rune and just call that balance, then I don't know what to call this billion-dollar company. But enough of my...
I liked the last patch. Let's buff everything. Hey, sounds good, my man.
Hey, no, they did a... You know, they're trying their best. You know, from the developers' blogs and different tweets that I've been seeing out of some of the Riot members, I hope they're taking a step in the right direction, but God knows with Riot Game. Otherwise,
wow, okay. Lane Zero actually has some deep vision. Not something I really would have expected. Akuma Blade's usually pretty on top of, like, having a game plan, not letting people into their jungle. And we were talking about earlier how Lane Zero has been trying to make all these proactive plays. I think that's really important versus a team like Akuma. There's such a playstyle that you need to go in, because I think Akuma Blades comes into these games, and every single game, they have a game plan that they try to follow out. And you need to really be on top of the map making proactive plays that they don't expect. Like, if you just play the way you're supposed to, Akuma Blades is gonna outplan you. And that's how they always play. If you go for the smart things, Akuma's gonna be there. If, Fallen in level 4 top, they're not gonna expect that, right? I mean, that's not a good example of a good thing Lane Zero's done, but it's something that Akuma Blades didn't expect, and that's what's important.
Each team has had their mishaps this game by each of the individual players. Not every single person's perfect.
Accidentally walked into a bush twice.
Yeah.
Huge mishap.
Yeah,
Huge mishap.
There's a few mishaps, you know. People are perfect, you know, these are people that, even despite all these little mishaps that we can point out all day, you can still see the amount of, just from the way these two teams are playing and just the safe way they're going about these games. I mean, in SFL, if we were in a 29-minute game, typically we're seeing 30, 40, 50 plus kills. You know, at this point, we're only just about to be breaking 30. Both of these teams are trying to, you know...
Yeah, and it's dead even, too.
Yeah, it's just about dead even, you know, 300 gold off, even in towers. The only thing that Akuma Blades have up in them, but is very important, is the 2 Earth Dragons. And that's going to be sub being unstoppable. All it takes is a little bit of crowd control, and that's all they're going to need. Meanwhile, fight's going to start. Fiddlestick's ult's going to break out. Flu's going to get absolutely melted. Trundle's going to flash out of the Blitzcrank hook. I don't think he needed to do that. And Adrian's looking great. Entirety of Blizzard is looking great. Leek's dead, but you know what? Every time Leek has died, it's for the team. This guy's sacrifice is like none other.
Yeah. For Azeroth.
Absolutely. You know, good players understand when they need to die to get the W. You know, you can't be preserving your KDA all the time.
Good players understand when they need to pick Fiddlesticks for the W. Blitz is going to steal this.
And no, they're hopefully not.
Yeah,
That's
like I said, Blitz not going to steal that.
Yeah, no, if you say things like that, it's really going to work up my heart condition. You're going to stress me out. I don't want you to say a Blitzcrank hook is going to steal Baron, and then it so happens that it does. I'm actually probably just going to fall over and have a stroke right here and then. But thankfully, Fallen says I'm actually going to use my Smite, my main jungle ability, to secure this neutral objective.
That's a new one from Fallen. That's not really an ability we see used too often.
Man, I just think about every jungler in the SFL, in solo queue, in competitive play. Smithy himself has missed a Smite or two. But you know what? The main Smite that matters is the one that happens right then and now.
I swear autofill junglers are way better at Smites than jungle mains. Every time I have an autofill jungler, they don't miss Smite. And when I have, like, a Kha'Zix one trick, he's like, I don't want a single objective this game. That's a dead Blitzcrank.
And that is a very dead Blitzcrank. He, just as the wall's going down, he thought he could manage to squeak on by, but audio's going to be taken low as well. Leek's going to flash forward with that ultimate.
Gang
silence.
God.
Wow, Adrian is unstoppable after Catharsis is silenced. Revnon and Fallen going so very deep for this Galio, and that is 21-15 on the side of Blizzard, and they have, from this very even game that could have gone, you know, either team's way, we see just an absolutely, you know, fantastic, what should be a finish here if they keep this momentum going. We'll see as they walk up to the next
with the Baron
towers.
buff, subs artillery, Adrian's wave clear, it's going to be really hard to defend versus this.
And I don't think they're going to be able to. Catharsis and Fluke are still dead for the count. Blitzcrank's not going to be able to land that hook. It doesn't matter how fast Nyrus tries to get in there. The fear from Leek is going to be enough. And that's going to be game 1 over to Lane Zero Blizzard.
Yeah, okay. Good work. Like I said, Leek's Fiddlesticks is going to win the game. Definitely. Go back, watch the VOD there. That's 100% what I said. That game, really surprising. Lane Zero was kind of like in a fiesta state for the first couple minutes of that game, but then they really pulled it together. They made a lot of proactive plays. They better championed their way through the team fights. Vygar got fed. He kept people off of the Sivir. Sivir used that Conqueror that I originally thought was a mistake and dished out some crazy damage.
Yeah, no, I
ended up working out really well. take a look at the stats.
No,
I'm kind of curious.
absolutely. Talk about the
Conqueror
stats
did.
here, because I'm just trying to update the overlay to get the accurate information on screen here. So give us a little check, give us a little rundown of what's happening in the damage charts here.
All right, looking at the damage graph, surprisingly enough, Sub was not first, out damaged by about 500 by the Conqueror Sivir, and I would like to look at how Sivir's runes did, but I don't know how this client works because it isn't very intuitive. Bring back watching other people's ranked games. Oh my god, Fallen did like no damage. 6k damage, only more than the Blitzcrank who did 5.6. Leak coming in at a spicy 10k, surprisingly enough, out-damaging the Aatrox. We saw how dominant of an early game he had, being 3-0, a 600 gold bounty at the beginning. Threw that away right quick with the 3-man in the top lane. Quite opposite of the 3-man in the top lane that involved Fallen diving under tower and dying. But Aatrox does get shut down, and he isn't very useful later in the game. Sub just takes him out before he can even pop his R. Good awareness from Sub to make sure that he can kill that Aatrox immediately before he can even cast the R. Keep him out of those fights for as long as possible and let Sivir dish out the rest of the damage. Sub did a great job of carrying them through that mid game, and later in the game, the Conqueror Sivir was just... oh, it was dirty. I could have sworn it was an accident, and then he comes out and does the most damage in the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And even in this very, I can't even say a short game, pretty average game of 32 minutes, we're seeing that from the combination of true damage and Infinity Edge crit damage and Conqueror all together. I can't see the specific amount of damage that Sivir had done with her runes, but total in the game, he did 3,600 true damage. That's more than the Urgot that has a true damage ultimate execute. That's you know, it's just so much true damage coming out of nowhere from having 23,000 of just, you know, very basic damage that just should normally be coming into the game to get 3,000 damage, 3,600 actually, that is negating all resistances, and that's just that flat damage. That's it's very intimidating. And I think especially if that game went, you know, another 10 minutes, 20 minutes longer, and you'd see that multiplied, you know, easily. So we'll try to get this next game loaded up sooner rather than later. We'll get this.
Hopefully Fallen and his weak bladder don't hold us up again, or Adrian and his poor bandwidth. We'll see.
I think the entirety of North America could say they suffer from poor bandwidth. I think this country is absolutely rigged by the oligopolies that are in place. I think we are in a very skewed society.
We live in a society.
We live in a society. Rise up.
Gamers in the chat, all 29 of you viewing. I think that might be a peak for when I'm casting. And this is the second stream. What could possibly be going on the first one?
Oh my goodness, I can't. The amount of just absolute chaos and mayhem and party that is going on in the first stream, and I'm just on the lowly second stream. I'm just a second-class citizen. It's understandable.
Second-class citizen. Okay, you know, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, that's what I'm being told. I'm the second stream. I'm the next in line. You know, believe it or not, because my name's Connor, and at family events there was another Connor, but his name was spelt with one N. At one point I was called Connor 2, and there's a whole debacle, and I wasn't even mad about it. I didn't really give a fuck, because I was like, hey, you know, I do have two N's in my name. That makes sense. I'm like 8 years old, and people thought it was the end of the world. They're like, you're putting him second? What are you doing? And it's like, wait, no, it's a number. It's a reference to avoid confusing people. We don't need to, you know, a lot of labels, especially in 2019. People are so very obsessed with labeling things and properly identifying things. And I think we need to get to the core issue that we are all humans, and that we should just get along.
At the end of the day, we need to just...
At the end of the day, we're all hard
ban
stuck.
males. Oh, I wasn't going to say that.
I was going to say that. I'm hard stuck as shit, but I don't know about anyone else. I like to justify my shortcomings.
I'm not hard stuck. I don't play ranked.
Oh, okay. Wait a second. So are you hard stuck as a normal
I'm
player?
hard stuck norms, dude.
Yeah, you're hard stuck norms because you haven't made the progression to ranked, so that makes you like hard stuck in your own division. I think that's like next level hard stuck.
Like 3 months ago, so being hard stuck in norms isn't too bad.
That's a punishment to me. If I get him on my team or against
it was annoying.
That's just...
He picked a bad champ and just inted really hard and told everybody on his team to focus me because I was playing Talon. It was sad. Couple mins, please, says Revnon.
Couple minutes.
These
All right.
players,
You know what?
they act like we have so much time.
If we are gonna take a couple minute or a minute intermission, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put on a song here because I'm gonna take a little bit of a restroom break for myself. I'm not sure if you're needing to as well. We're Fallen's not the only one suffering from a small bladder. So for those of you watching, we'll be back in a few minutes, and I'm gonna notify everyone else. And yeah, we hope you enjoy this commercial break, of which we will get zero revenue for.
Yeah, I'll sit here, drink my Pepper MD, and communicate with the chat.
Take me under your wing, crack of thunder, as a wild bird sing. You can hear hunger crying out, a sonic echo that leaves no room for doubt. All the shots bring it back to what it's not. Make a move to redo. As the world comes to earth in our hands, are we all part of a bigger plan? All the shots bring it back to
Alrighty.
Nate Dogg, haven't seen either of you guys before.
Hi there.
Hey, okay. This is back. I'll let him know. Are you set up for the next game?
I believe I'm all good to go. I got some water splashed on my face, got some water to drink. We're gotta stay hydrated as gamers. I think it's important. Gamers rise up.
Okay.
Veronica, message me back, please. It's been 2 weeks.
I haven't had water in like a day. We're drinking straight pepper MD.
That's something I do as well. So I'm not gonna judge you for it. I've lived off of carbonated beverages for the large majority of my life, and it's terrible. And it's why I am the way I am physically.
Really is. My voice gets kind of squeaky when I drink carbonated beverages.
I can't say I relate with that one. I just am very malnourished instead.
Well, also I'm 12.
Oh, a little bit of an age difference. I'm 32, so I think this is actually illegal that we're doing this cast. I think this is straight up by law. We actually cannot
Age
do
is
this.
just a number.
And jail is just a room. So if you if you want to move your way out of this call, so I can not go to prison. All right. So
Hey,
instead,
you want a solo cast? I'm down to go to bed. I have elementary school tomorrow.
Oh my
On a
god!
Saturday.
I hope you very much enjoy your start to arithmetic.
I'm a cute Japanese girl.
Me too. And
A Nivea ban instantly. Oh yeah, subs is on the right side. I forgot we do that thing. This time we put a Nivea a little bit higher in the pick priority. Gangplank still banned out. There's no way Nyrus doesn't play that. That's such a strange ban. Unless Revnon is just terrible into Gangplank. Another Zillion ban. Good on Akuma Blades. Focusing out sub, seeing as he was so dominant on that Vygar last game. I really don't think Vygar is worth a ban. And Vygar doesn't really have too much worse matchups than... I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do about Sub. Sub just has such a crazy champ pool. And he doesn't really tend to play the same mid laner 2 games in a row. Oh my god, they banned Fiddlesticks. Leak, you're such a god.
you know what? To force a Fiddlesticks ban, that says something.
Leak, you're such a god.
Like don't get me wrong.
Disgusting.
You know, a lot of people in this league have...
Oh, Darius wasn't banned this game. Nyrus picks it up.
Oh, so, you know, to actually take that away from Revnon as well, knowing that Revnon will pick
Yeah,
that up.
last game it was Akuma that banned that. Revnon picks up the Urgot again. Didn't do too bad last game.
And it shows with these bans as well that the fact that they left it up and picked it for themselves, that's not something they, after the 3 bans are like, oh, Darius is up, let's pick that. At least I like to think that there's a little bit more thought into it. They're like, let's intentionally leave this up. We're on blue side. We have first pick. They would obviously take it if they have the opportunity. Let's take it away from them. And for a lot of people, sometimes they're so comfortable playing a certain champion that they can't even be comfortable against it. And that's going to be another Adrian Siver, another resident sleeper down in the bot lanes. Farm it up and then wait for late games.
What the hell?
Speed
Adrian
people
popped
up.
off. Did you see that Conqueror?
You know what?
I will not call Siver resident sleeper.
Listen. In terms of lane, I like to see some shit go down. I like to see some 2v2 skirmishes. I like to, you still can. Don't get me wrong.
I think Kai'Sa's more boring than Siver for looking for skirmishes.
That's fair. I don't like Kai'Sa that much either. I mean, I love Siver.
Lucian was up. I'm actually really surprised they went with the Siver. I guess it worked so well last game, but I don't think there was that much priority on it.
I mean, in a competitive setting, Siver is a lot safer of a pick, and it provides a lot more. This Lucian can get very much more focused if they're just applying a lot more pressure to the bot lane. So many more things can go wrong with that Lucian, despite it being such a strong pick. As you said before...
I expect it to be banned in some of these.
Yeah, it might even still be banned away from... And there it is.
There it is.
Okay, from Akuma Blades. So, again, it's such a strong pick to leave up. Not only for the bot lane, even if it gets flexed to mid lane, it's still just to have in the entire game. It doesn't matter where you have that champion. 2-item Lucian
they did it.
Is going to be one of the strongest things, and to take Vigar away from sub is absolutely smart as well. He plays it consistently. He shows that he's going to get over 1,000 AP doing it every single time. He's going to walk up and one-hit your carries without hitting a single ability besides point and click,
Night Blue's going to make a video on it. LeBlanc gets banned. What could sub possibly pull out for us this game? I've seen some crazy shit from sub. I'm very interested. I love watching him play.
The way you said that,
I can never predict what's coming out.
That sounded like a Night Blue video, actually, since you're talking. What is sub gonna pick next? What is sub gonna throw our way? Crazy outplay, 2019. Right. Free RP in the description.
Leak on the TK. I can respect it. TK, very, very skillful support. Not something a rookie should take.
I'll agree with that.
No disrespect to my other supports out there, but
yeah,
hey,
no, I think. I think it takes a lot to actually utilize Tahm Kench. I think that you need to be able to understand what your role is and not only that, but your capabilities of how much you actually can do with Tahm Kench and how versatile it is. And on the other side of that, since we're seeing such a safe lane from the side of Lane 0 Blizzard, we're going to see that Ezreal, and I'm really wanting to see what they cook this up with, because God knows, out of all people, I am one to love my Ezreal. And Ezreal Braum is not the most exciting thing, but it's understandable. It's not bad.
I think Catharsis goes with this pick, seeing as how he was 2-ability comboed to death by sub twice last game.
Yeah, that's...
All right, let's make a guess. I got Syndra.
You got Syndra.
Yes.
I'm gonna
He wouldn't dare pick Nico.
Anivia's Gonzo. It might be a Nico. If he's brave enough to pick Nico, it'd be a little bit flame.
Nico is good. There's no doubt about that.
Oh no, but it's just it's going to new territory. I think. Okay, and we see the Orianna.
Oh.
So we're seeing this is a very this is probably
Solarian. You in the chat?
If you told me, if you're like, all right, if you put a gun to my head, you're like, make the safest team composition you can, roll by roll right now, pick the safest champions. I'd probably say,
this is weak.
Urgot, Sejuani, Orianna, Sivir, Tahm Kench. Just don't shoot me, please. I mean, you're seeing. I'd say Ezreal Braum is also extremely safe. Arcane Shift to actually, get away from the Urgot, Sejuani, reposition himself to do more damage.
But you can also int with Ezreal.
Yeah,
his E also has inting power.
Yeah,
Lane Zero's comp doesn't even have... If they wanted to int, it'd be kind of hard.
Yeah, I think they have such... as we're reiterating over and over, it's just so very safe. I think there's a lot more room for error with the Akuma Blades comp. I think they actually need to pull off a certain type of execution to actually be successful. So
I think because there's a Darius pick, that's probably a comfort pick. So Nyrus is going to have to pick up an early lead, which he didn't have a problem doing last game, though Fallen did kind of walk under the tower and give him that lead. Probably won't happen again.
I'm not going to beat up my boy simply because, I sit here and I'm like, man, I want to flame every single player. That'd be so great. And I'm about to open my mouth, and then I've seen some of the things I've done in solo queue recently. Like, they replay in my mind. It's like, hey, remember that time you were you kind of just AFK'd under their tower, level 2 bot lane, you just got yourself killed, and you could have had a free double kill and then walked out with 600 gold. I just sit there and I'm like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't Flame Fallen for trying to do something. Albeit, you shouldn't dive in Aatrox with ult. That's like a golden rule. That's like not chasing Singe. You know, there's
kind
like
of just shouldn't dive in Aatrox.
I'll agree with that as well, but like, it's like, okay, if you're gonna dive in Aatrox, he's pre 6, okay, that's cool, but it's like, you're ganking the level 7 Aatrox. What are you doing? Well, we're not even ganking, diving him. He wants you to do that. He's grinning.
The ulti wasn't popped and no summoners were used. It really wasn't even close.
Yeah, no, that in a situation like that, the Aatrox player is grinning. That guy's got a malicious grin stretched across his face. He says, please, please more. Come my way. Give me the advantage that I need to carry this game. Albeit, you know, they couldn't capitalize on it maybe as much as they could have with Blizzard taking that first win, but this is a fresh game, and that's what's important about these best of threes is that you can't dwell on what happened in that first game, especially for Blizzard. It doesn't even matter if you win, it still might be a tilter for your team. Like, especially, like you said, you keep mentioning, you know, the play of Fallen Artemis, you know, dying early for that first blood to the Aatrox. You can't sit there and dwell on it. Yeah, no, of course, but, like, if you take that stuff into the next game, it's going to impact your play. It's going to affect the morale of the team. You need to keep all spirits high.
Let's just hope he isn't listening.
I mean...
I'm sure Fallen has learned by now to mute the stream when I'm on it.
Well, there's a spectator delay of 3 minutes. I'd hope they're already in their game if they're not still struggling to load into it. Hopefully they're enjoying themselves. Hopefully first blood has already happened and maybe the score is already like 3-2 and Nexus is already being knocked down and we can all go to bed.
Yes. Sub has gotten 2 pentakills.
You know, I don't...
Catharsis has died 13 times. Leak has made plays.
Leak has made some plays, you know, especially last game with that Fiddlesticks, you know, as far as he was diving with ult, like, that guy, the amount of times I just see him just, after ulting, just to flash in and get in the middle of 5 people, it
was nasty.
It brings a tear down my
was.
face. I'm gonna... Excuse me.
Leak support is so disgusting, dude.
Absolutely.
I love watching him pick shit, and, like, I feel like at this point he's inhibiting himself so as to make it fair. I remember when he started playing, we would see him play, like, hook champions and stuff.
Yeah, like, I think
he is the mad life of our league.
Yeah.
He is League Gang God.
I think he's fairly well known for his Thresh, and I think that he has shown a good amount of mastery on the champion. And from a lot of the games that I've both played with him and played against him in, I've seen a lot of Thresh bans as well. It doesn't even matter if he's meta or not. It's one of those things that he's shown, like, you just go to his profile and you're like, wait a second, this guy plays a consistent Thresh. This guy's actually, you know, might be a problem if we let him get this pick.
Yeah. I almost never ban supports, but, like, versus Leak, I see it being very justified. God, the Blood Moon Sivir again. I mean, I guess it matches the icon, but come on. I hope we see a different Chroma in this game, Adrian.
I really hope he was listening to the BM we were giving his Chroma, because, God,
Master Chef Tom Kench, hey, Leak, you know what's good.
Yeah, dude, that's some good taste. That's some good taste. I like the Orianna skin.
Oh, that Orianna skin is beautiful. The little Poro guy. He's cute, and I really like the winter hat that Orianna has, and you can see that there's, like, little diamonds knitted into it, just, like, to add to the snowflake effect.
Oh wow, would you look at that?
It's just such a cute skin. It's great.
Man,
it adds a lot of personality to Orianna. It takes her away from the robot personality, brings her into the lore. Like, this is somebody's daughter remade as a robot.
Oh man, now that's in the
really
feels.
Detailed.
That's in the feels.
Yeah, Beast Hunter Sejuani.
I didn't.
Not a bad skin. I like her tummy. It's pretty cute. That's not important. High Noon Urgot has the border. I respect it. Dragon Slayer Braum, Star Guardian Ezreal.
Okay, wait.
Wait.
No, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to the Dragon Slayer Braum. It's a make or break deal depending on what chroma he has. I have found, I can't remember them by name because I'm not very good at the names, but the bright yellow one, like the golden one, is fantastic, as well as the very dark black one. I'm pretty sure that's Obsidian for sure.
Yeah, but the golden one is like Citrine or something like that.
Yeah, no, those two, I find, have made that one of the nicer Braum skins. I'm not a huge fan of Mafia Braum. I don't really like silly skins.
I like LT Ray.
I'm not a huge fan of silly skins. I'm really not. I like
It's not silly, what? He's an alpha male.
Like, I just can't sit here and, you know, try, like, if I'm picking something like Vayne, you know, I'm a Dark Knight Hunter. You know, I have to outplay all my opponents, and I have to get in my mood and of the personality, and then I have, you know, like Jack Black in my lane. on
You don't like
LTJ,
Nacho
bro.
Libre?
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I
think that is my #1 children's movie.
I hope you're
Nacho
kidding.
Libre.
That has to be a joke.
It's not.
That sounds like a crime.
Why?
That's
Nacho Libre is great.
out of every children's movie. But regardless, we're gonna see Akuma Blades looking for a little bit of a cheeky invade, walking all together, holding hands. But Blizzard's gonna ping them out, noticing they are trying something a little sneaky, but they're gonna hold their posts. You know, you can see that on the minimap, each one of them, they all have their own little sections of where they each belong. I'm not sure why. It sounded like you were about to talk some smack on that Ezreal skin. What are you? Is there something wrong with that Ezreal skin? Do you wanna elaborate? You're the skin master, so I highly value your opinion.
Not gonna say anything too controversial. I'll leave that to Logan Paul.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen the beef with him
man,
lately?
This guy, you're just so on top of the current events. You just,
Yeah,
you know
I
what's going on.
accidentally opened Twitter today. Guess what? Logan Paul was there.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna, just for his decision to try to be gay for a month, to just decide, hey, you know what? I like cock.
Like,
You know,
just a
that's-
month?
That's,
Hey.
yeah.
We'll go back afterwards.
I'm
No
just
big
going
deal.
straight back after. After a month, that's some gay shit. I don't deal with that, but
Come on, Logang.
boggles my mind.
How are you gonna justify that?
It's just, oh my goodness, it is absolutely incredible the amount of attention those people get. But one of the things I wanted to mention that is actually League of Legends related and not terrible YouTube content creator related is Braum on the side of his runes, or his keystones I should say, even though he has the Guardian, he has the Resolve, I very much dislike, I like to let, support players have their opinions and, because they're playing the role and they main and
Support
stuff.
players aren't human.
Yeah,
Come on.
no. I'm gonna let them be human. I love so many support players. So many of my best friends that I play with all the time are support players. They're some of the best.
That
humans.
is exactly something that someone with no support player friends would say.
That is absolutely
That's
wrong.
like the I have black friends statement.
I have a folder of 20 of them. I collect them, and I'll have you know,
I collect e-girls in my league client.
I don't have as many of those as I do support players. There are some females that are support players, but I tried not to look at gender. When,
Yeah, they overlap.
Yeah, no, it's a weird line, but the domination secondary for the Braum, I understand the zombie ward, wanting to take that, as well as the ghost poro as well. I understand the things you might, unless you're taking the
What
cheap
about
shot.
sudden impact with the hoppy?
If that's what he's doing, cool. Or, maybe he's even healing. Maybe he took the heal one for all I know when he does damage. I'm not sure.
There's no way.
I highly doubt it, but I still think it is, as one of these tank supports, as either Tom Kench or the Braum, I think it's so very valuable to take inspiration.
I totally agree. I was going to say. Sejuani just camping in this top brush. Naira's getting pushed in, not too comfortable on the Darius, as our secret analyst Coyote says. Okay, Naira's not paying attention.
Yeah,
He's
suplex by
trying to heal
Redknapp,
as
but
much
he's
as he
gonna...
can. Doesn't find anything.
He's gonna get pulled under that tower. He's gonna have to burn
Lives.
both summoner spells to haul ass out of there. Both fall.
Artemis does survive the tower dive at 4 minutes in this game.
That's what I'm glad we're seeing
progress.
improvement. Yeah, no, absolutely. So, yeah, no, we're seeing even showing some pressure mid lane. We're seeing, he's working his way down the map. He's got his entire topside jungle cleared as well, but he's not going to see anything from this Galio. Galio being a very hard lane to gank. You got the utility of the Orianna, which is great. You got a shield, you got your slow, you got your movement speed buff. But all in all, it's still a Galio. It's still a pain. And something else I'd like to mention that I wanted to mention, loading screen. I'm very much one that loves statistics, however useful or useless they may be. But one of the, I like looking up certain matchups in the bot lane and the win rates of each of them. And for reasons that we could actually go on and get into deeper detail about, for one reason or another, the lowest win rate matchup that Ezreal has is against Sivir. And I think there's a lot of different factors that play into this. I think number one, it's her wave clear. I think a lot of her early wave clear having to push Ezreal under tower. It's if he doesn't have a reliable support to set up CS, it's going to hurt him a lot. It's going to deny him the ability to stay like in the middle or towards the enemy tower to get, poke and harass down and apply that pressure that you should be doing, which is why I love Ezreal's with Zyra support, Brand support, anything that has like a ton of damage. He's utilizing his W to the best of his ability, being able to mark the Tahm Kench and knowing that he can pop that with Q. Even the, for some people that might not know, the projectile of the E of Ezreal will actually auto-target whoever's marked by the W. So if you mark someone in lane with the W, even if there's minions closer to you from where you shift to, it's going to hit the person that has the W on them. So they added that with the rework of the W. I think it's fantastic. I think it adds very great reward to skillful players.
It also gives Sivir a lot more of an advantage, because if she's ever marked by the W and Ezreal ease in, all she has to do is press the spell shield at that point. Blocks a lot of damage.
I think that is a huge thing that does make Sivir a huge deal for Ezreal, and especially with Ezreal being a lot more reliable for damage. They took a lot of the damage away from the minions and decided to give it a flat amount of damage to all champions hit, not decaying through each one hit like it was previously. And I think with that huge damage spike, he's a lot more reliant on that, especially in team fights, to burst those squishies down really fast. And for her to be able to just instantly negate it with just one button, and then not only that, but to even just get mana from it, as though blocking the entire spell wasn't enough. I think that that's a huge problem for Ezreal, especially if they're in a 1v1 or some sort of a short burst confrontation. It makes Sivir really easy to win that.
Yeah, for sure. I think another part of that matchup is Sivir's just raw speed and range that she has. With the W being able to move through the entire team, it doesn't matter what support Ezreal has. Being on top of him is actually going to be a bad thing, which is really good since Braum's whole gimmick is being on top of the ADC. And with Sivir's speed, she's able to chase him down even after he shifts. Usually that's multiplied by the one thing that Sivir usually takes, but she took Conqueror. Ooh, Nyrus pops Ghost.
Yeah, we're gonna see a Ghost pop by the Dyrus, but not able to land that hook is actually gonna make the difference, and that's gonna end up being nothing when it could have maybe potentially not even maybe ended up in a kill, but maybe a very scared Revnon, maybe some respect to give in to Nyrus, who's currently a level down. But in the bot lane, we're seeing a pretty even matchup, just about almost equal in CS. We're seeing Ezreal getting the early tier and the early cloth armor, actually, so it leads me to believe that he's going to be getting that Iceborne Gauntlet, which makes me sad. I very much love Trinity Force Ezreal. I think even though Iceborne is so much more popular recently, it's a lot more safe. You're getting that armor from a lot of scary picks that can essentially insta-gib you. But I think new Ezreal, going hybrid, getting the Trinity Force double tier items, so you're getting your Archangels and the Seraph's Embrace, and then going into a Hextech Gunblade, you're having about 300 AD and 300 AP, and then that Triforce multiplier is not going to matter if they're going to engage now with this tier.
They just get away.
Yeah, that's going to be 4 people inside of a Kuma Blade.
Leaf does get stunned up. He's probably going to go down here.
That's the Ezreal ult, and that's going to be first blood over to Catharsis on that Ezreal, and
that's still a lot of resources they just expended. We expect to see them move on to drag after that.
It's a lot of resources, but again, it's one of the things we mentioned that last game, the very much need to feel like we need to make one of these proactive plays, because look at that, from one kill of getting that first blood, not only onto the AD carry, who's great to get that early gold on, but they're going to get a really nice Ocean Dragon. 9 minutes in the game, when there's still a few minutes left of laning, that resource...
Does she get the ward? Nope.
Yeah, no, she's not going to get the ward.
Can't even clear the ward.
Yeah, but to be able to get that resource regen a little faster on all your laners, that's going to give them a lot more sustainability. It's going to give them a lot more comfort. In these lanes.
That's pretty big on the Galio that no longer builds tank, because he has problems with mana since he's trying to use so many abilities to clear waves.
Using abilities to clear waves.
Usually the tank items that Galio does buy include mana, like the Abyssal Mask and Rod of Ages, like those kind of tanky items that Galio would usually buy. He's not going to have much mana with the new damage build, since he usually starts Proto Belt, which I don't think gives mana. No, it doesn't. That's GLP that does.
A little bit of a speculation, but you might be seeing Blizzard sweat a little bit here with the with Akuma Blades getting that first blood, they feel so inclined to respond to that and get a kill of their own on that top side, sending 3 up there with both Sub and Fallen, only to be negated by a Nyrus who's a little bit aware of his surroundings. But Fallen Artemis is going to take that gamble. He says, maybe we can get something. Maybe if I sit here, you know, his vision is based on movement. If I sit ever so quietly and I have Leek come up here with his ultimate ability ready, maybe we can get this guy. And maybe Audio is sniffing that
misses
out.
the E. Sejuani shows herself too early. Tom Kench also up in the top lane. Camille may be looking to turn this into a 2v2, not aware that Tom Kench is there. He has his ultimate ready.
I'm glad that Catharsis is actually punishing Adrian for Leek roaming. He notices, alright, your supporter's in here, I'm going to... You know, I'm maybe not going to kill you, but I'm at the very least going to annoy the living hell out of you. They're going to see what turret plating they can get, but not too much. Catharsis walking very close. Closer than I'd expect for a ranged champion to get. Especially with minions getting very low, not having many at the tower. Blizzard's going to be clearing some vision on that bottom side, maybe looking to get something done.
Revnon
comes
flashes
Audio.
away. The Hextech ultimatum does come out. Revnon is just going to walk away from it a little slower. Nyrus dives under the turret, gets the R out. It does kill him, and Nyrus lives. Just barely. Lives with the Triumph.
Yeah, Triumph for a lot of these reset champions, such as Darius, does come in clutch a lot of times. Being able to take a few turret shots with your, you know, health item, that being the Phage, and to be able to secure that kill, you're going to get some turret plating. You got your second kill on the board. You can see there is a massive gold difference right now on the side of Akuma Blade, so we might actually see if they can get this game rolling. You know, they have that Ocean Dragon to stick with them the rest of the game. They're constantly going to have the health regen, constantly have that mana regen. It'll be interesting to see, you know, the future dragons here. I can't check myself because 2019 Spectator client just can't give me the information that I need to actually deliver a good analysis, but regardless, we're gonna... Actually,
yeah, it still shows, like, in the top left.
Oh,
Even if you did have... Yeah, the dragon is there. It doesn't... that's not the kind of dragon it is.
Oh, no, I'm not worried about that. I just now noticed Siver's got a different chroma. You listened.
That's so dumb, man.
That's
actually the dragon from 2 seasons ago, and they still haven't updated this. That dragon is of no element. It's just there.
They're too busy bathing in their KDA money. We're going to see Akuma Blades taking Rift Herald off the board, so they're actually trying to get as many neutral objectives off the board as possible. There's 2 turret platings left on the top side. You know, we still got all 4 on the bottom side, and Fallen is you know, he's making this presence. He's, you know, trying to apply this pressure and get things done, but nothing's really getting executed. It's coming up to the stalemate of just about every lane he shows up to, and a little bit of a weird thing, you know, I'm not too keen on jungler builds and probably the most efficient and what's not. I see mobility boots on a lot of junglers, but Camille? Not one I see it on very often.
I guess it's fair. There aren't really too many other boots that are required. The CC is average, it's not too heavy, not too much auto attack based stuff, since the Sivir is going to be doing mostly true damage anyways. And since Akuma Blades have such a tendency to come into games with their own game plan and trying to execute it, being able to move around the map a lot more will help their game plan come into fruition a lot faster.
Yeah, if we're going to go with your theory of them having just about everything planned out that they possibly can, this Boots Mobility Rush is telling me that they're wanting to be, Audio is wanting to be just about everywhere he can to get as much as he's done as fast as possible before a purchase of, you know, some other boots may pay off at a later time. But if the game doesn't go to that later time, what's it matter? See Fluke looking at Sub, seeing if they can start something with Audio hooking the wall. Not able to find anything. Tom Kent just gonna look at his boy, be like, "You're right. Do you need to get swallowed?" But Catharsis, not Karthus. Does he play Karthus? You know, that'd be appropriate.
I don't think so.
Yet another
I think
crown.
catharsis is like an actual word.
No, it is for sure. And another word is engage, and that's a word that Camilla believes in, and so does Fallen Artemis. Yeah, that's going to be Fallen Artemis getting the crowd control they can down. Leak flashing forward as well, and that's going to be stopping that Galio dash as well, and that's going to be, whoa, if I can get my overlay correctly, that'd be fantastic. Whoa, there we go, awesome. So yeah, that's That's a kill over to the side of Lane 0 Blizzard, picking up
Turret's
his own
getting
board.
pushed down real hard. Being 15 minutes into the game is huge. That turret plating drops. And Lane 0 is going to be able to pick this up. Great way to come back. I had no idea Tom Kench could eat you out of Hextech Ultimatum. That is a very important interaction.
I'm very bothered by the fact that Akuma Blades was up by more than 2k, I believe. I could be wrong that exact number, but to have that almost entire gold lead nearly swept away to now just hardly less than 1,000 gold lead above Lane 0 Blizzard, and now they're going to be getting this Earth Dragon that I would find much more valuable than the Ocean Dragon that Akuma Blades have gotten. And Audio's going to go in, the Galliolts as well, and Bromwell's going to see him stun up who he can. Sub very not going to be able to deal any damage while the rest of Lane 0 Blizzard gets out of there and says, we're going to cut our losses, Sub. You're going down. That's going to be 3-1 on the side of Akuma Blades.
Yeah, Oriana's worth a mountain, especially as the game goes on. Seeing as how much of a buff that first dragon gives. Okay, Rift Herald is popped in the bottom side. That's going to be a turret going down at least, if not two. Sivir probably going to be able to get down there in time to defend versus that. What was that? Smite.
Oh no, he's got it.
Doesn't
He knows
matter.
exactly what he's doing. That was...
No, that was
no,
such
no,
a mistake.
he
That
did
was
all the
such
math.
a mistake.
Listen, did all the math in his head. You're an elementary school student. You've already said this. You don't understand.
I'll barely give Fallen credit for what he can do. I have no problem calling him out for a mistake.
That is the complexity of a high schooler. You're an elementary schooler. You need to understand.
You're
the
right.
place.
I did hear Fallen was recently turning 15.
I believe he is. Actually, I don't know. Is that inappropriate to talk about a minor and his age?
I don't.
If he's not
I'm
wanting to
also a
discuss?
minor. You probably can't talk about it.
Oh wait, you're actually a
It's
minor.
all good. Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed actually. So
Yeah,
okay,
12.
Interesting. Oh yeah, that's right. You're 12. Oh, that's shit. Yeah, that's right. Fuck. All right. So
I also have a black lung from all the coal I dig.
Also, not only you're a 12-year-old, you're a 12-year-old from another time period. Wow.
Yeah, I told you I was from an Asian country.
Oh my goodness, my mistake. You know, I tune out because I'm trying to watch some good League of Legends, and I just don't pick up these important details.
No, okay, listen. The people aren't here to watch League of Legends. They're here for the personalities. I say that, but I think at least 20 of the 23 people that are watching this have the stream muted.
No, oh, absolutely.
No doubt.
Yeah, no,
I mute.
I was about to say I mute the stream. I mean, is that a terrible thing to say? Is it honestly?
Nah, there's only like 1 or 2 people I'll stream for.
I was about to say,
Usually I'm busy anyways.
It's not even like I have anything against, you know, casters or anything like that, but just typically I like to watch gameplay without people talking to me.
Here's a strange bias that I have. I always mute the stream when Wolf is on. He sounds too good. It makes me forget that this is an amateur league. I do not listen to Wolf casting anymore. It's just too good. Minus when he pronounces names. That's the only thing he screws up.
So he's so good that it's technically bad because you don't want to watch him. Because it reaches such a level where it's so good.
Not my SFL, you know?
Well, in the SFL we're still seeing a little bit of a stalemate. We saw, you know, a lot more kills last game, and I think both teams are sweating a little bit. You know, it's only a 4 kills in 19 minutes. That's an LCK level
This
type
isn't
of game.
this isn't very much like a Lane 0 game.
No, not at all. So
there should at least be 5 times as many kills as this.
Yeah, so it's nicer to see a little bit of a slower paced game. Both teams trying to be a bit more careful. You know, trying to do plays by the book. That's what I like to see a lot.
Oh my god, Fallen just uncovered like 50 wards.
Yeah, that's a feel good moment. That's gonna be able to just go smack all these wards. I don't have to worry about anybody. That guy's recalling. I get 30 gold and gets to just walk around and enjoy himself.
That was so many wards down there. They really care about the dragon.
See, as an AD carry, I just get to worry about minions. You know, that I don't get to have. What is all this fun of clearing wards?
Oh my god, I have such okay. This is probably like not something that's relevant to anything whatsoever. I don't CS. I like to pick champions. I CS for like maybe 10 minutes of the game and then I just walk around. That's it. That's how I win my games.
What role do you play?
mid usually.
So you're my mid laner.
The only
70 CS
champion
in
I'll
20
farm
minutes.
on is Kale. Everybody else I just don't farm.
Well, someone that does
that's
farm is
dead
Audio
center.
on Camille, and he's going to be able to find that Adrian. Oh my god.
Galio ult
Yeah.
a little bit unnecessary.
You know,
there,
Galio
but
ult is very needed. He needs that assist gold. He needs to, I need to show that I'm contributing. My KDA matters. Audio, another grapple going to come in, and Paul Martis is going to knock him up on the side.
Ooh, Sub only picks up Fluke with that R.
Yeah, Sub is very low, but no damage is going down onto him. But Ezreal
Ooh,
is
that was
gonna
close.
go a little shy. I thought, that maybe would have gone through on my screen.
Did
That's
that
gonna be-
Ezreal ult actually hit Sub?
Yeah, I
don't think it did any damage if it did.
don't want to say for sure. Someone would have to clip that. Someone would have to give me the play-by-play, the inch-by-inch, the slow-down.
It
of what
definitely
happened there.
didn't do any damage, but I feel like it should have hit.
I feel like that should have hit. Absolutely.
Artemis gromping it up. He doesn't care.
Yeah, even though
Akuma
he's-
picks up the Mountain Drake. Maybe at some point they'll go establish Vision on Baron, but who needs Baron when you can pick up Mountain 1?
yeah, no, it's
Honestly, Mountain 1 is just a better version of Baron.
It is very nice to have Earth, because for the rest of the game, I mean, one of the main problems I have with Elemental Dragons is that, like, when it was just gold, it's kind of like getting a tower. You can get a gold lead, but you could also very well just lose it, within the same minute. If you just mess up and you make a misplay, you'll just be down in gold. It's just how the game works. But just because you happen to be at, you secure this neutral objective at the right time, which is great. It's great for teams to coordinate and get neutral objectives together. You now just have true damage to turrets and Baron and Dragon for the rest of the game. It can't be taken away. You can't lose it. You could die 20 times in a row and you're still going to have that ability. And I think that it's very rewarding to bad players, I guess. No, honestly, I think Riot, especially with a lot of their changes in the past few years, have gotten very noob friendly. They want to cater to the players that do get the
I
shit
know what
beat
you're
out of
talking
them.
about.
Like they do.
As a fan
It's-
of the Smash Bros. IP, oh my god, there will never be a game as good as Melee, and you guys are idiots for thinking that there can be.
yeah,
This
no,
game is for babies.
Yeah, I think Dota is probably one of the only games that can compete in that way, where it really is a lot more cutthroat of an environment, where if you are the worst player, the enemy will show you, and they can just walk all over you in so many different ways than you can in League of Legends.
Dota's wild, man.
Dota is an
Cool
absolute...
game.
I
None of my
respect
friends
it.
play it though.
No, I don't know many. I have a few friends that play it, but not many, and it's a very underappreciated game. I think it's very well done. And again, the only reason why League of Legends is the more popular game is just the casual fan base. It's just how it's always going to work.
It's because it's China.
Yeah, Tencent, does have a good portion of it to do with it, but otherwise, you might see Darius finishing up what might be the Sterix gauge, I believe. There it is. All right, finished up. And hopefully we'll see the Murillo-Namicon and the Orianna finish soon, as well as the Galio. There it goes for Galio. We're going to see the Knight's Vow, both Braum and Tahm Kench. And for some reason, Riot wants to talk about, with every season that they change, they're bringing in all these different support items and all these different runes and keystones. They're like, we want.
Why do they always update support items? How is Omewrecker still in the game
Yeah.
when they update support items every season?
I don't think it is.
Omewrecker?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? I just genuinely haven't seen.
I built it like 2 games ago.
And it wasn't Nexus Blitz.
No, it wasn't Nexus Blitz.
I just haven't seen an Omewrecker in so long. That's pretty mind-boggling.
Yeah, no one builds it.
But
I bought it in a ranked game where I played Ramus mid.
wow. How did that go?
I went like 8-1.
Wow.
I was kind of smurfing the shit out of that game, but like, Ramus mid isn't that bad.
Giga smurfing is what I like to call that. And Giga smurfing is Adrian ulting in to see if he can start a fight, and Braum's going to be able to disengage it. Lee getting stunned up, and Ezreal going to hit 2 people, and that's going to be Fallen Artemis stunned up, and Camille ulted.
Ooh, huge ult from Sub. Isn't going to be able to find anybody. Everybody just gets low. Nyrus gets 1 ult reset, misses it on the second person.
Wow,
Adrian's
look at
just-
that is a
That's
double
gross.
kill over to Darius. That amount of damage over time.
Nyrus
coming in.
supposedly isn't even a Darius player. He just took it away from Revnon. Ooh.
Took it away from Revnon.
Revnon
That-
flashes in after
Revnon-
he landed the ulti. Fluke takes him down. Revnon only picks up 2. That ends up being a 2 for 4. Sub the only one up on the side of lane 0, and everybody on Akuma Blades is left pretty low.
Ooh, Sub showed a little bit of BM after 4 of the members on his team dead. Not sure if that's the wisest time to be bad-mouthing, but we see a 600 gold bounty on the Camille. We see a 450 gold bounty on the Darius that just died. Another one of 2019 League of Legends factors that I just cannot get enough of are the bounties.
What is this game?
Yeah, if you, by the way, if you just farm better than your opponent, you're more susceptible to getting.
Hey,
more
that's
gold.
another thing. It's hard for me to get bounties because I don't farm. I'm just playing the game.
And those are the types of players that are rewarded, and it's absolutely disgusting.
It's true.
But
It makes my grades awful, but my KDA is great.
you know what? I'm glad that there's a group of players that are being rewarded while I sit here and bury my face in my hands night after night, wondering when the developers of this game are going to wake up and inevitably change what was the best
When
video
can
game.
we go back to farming for 30 minutes?
When
and then
can we
fighting
go
for
back to Season 3? Audio says right now I'm going to turn this game into mine. Catharsis is going to pick up the kill on Sub, dealing out a lot of damage. Fluke picking up the kill on
Ooh,
League.
Nyrus misses the reset. but
Another great
Audio's
start on
still
the
on
Fallen
top of
Artemis. So much crowd control. I think opting for the Ninja Tabi on 2
Are
of the
they
members.
not going to get that ocean? Are they moving over? Are they moving straight over to Baron? Looks like it. And they
I'm
have some
very-
vision on it. It's a safe play.
I very much hope 6k gold up. They're going to be looking at Baron and not the Ocean Dragon. That's just going to be giving them a
They
little
could
bit
have got
more.
that in like a second, though.
Yeah, it's
Whatever. I
just
understand the Baron. I would do
rush
it too.
right to it. You still have Leak that has his ultimate ability up in 7 seconds. He could still make a play with one of the other members that is respawning soon. Earth Dragon with Camille, Darius, Ezreal. That's going to be a very fast Baron for them. I don't think Blizzard's going to be able to contest. We have Dalio guarding in the bush just in case someone decides
Yeah,
to
there's
do
not even a
something.
chance.
Yeah, no, and there goes Baron Nashor over the side.
That was a
of
good
Blades.
smite. That was like max health. He did that.
Meanwhile, we
Good
see,
work. You secured that objective that wasn't contested.
Yeah, we got Ezreal also completing his second tier item as well. It's a lot of mana coming over from him. We got him working on the double dagger into Reaper Bow until the Blade the Rune.
Sivir accidentally starts it, but
Doesn't matter.
Fallen's going to be there to finish it off. Yeah,
they're
that's
gonna do
pretty
it
free.
anyway. Yeah.
Dragon's tied up.
Equal dragons, both at the same elements, but a 7k gold lead in the favor of Akuma Blades, showing that even though Blizzard took that game 1, they say we're gonna bring this to a game 3. We don't like how you made us look this first time. We're gonna make you look a little silly, slap you around, make it interesting of a series.
Yeah, this time they went with a lot more like, I don't know, laid back playstyle. They don't really give Lane Zero a chance to counter.
I'm surprised. Like honestly, like I said, I was expecting Blizzard with their composition to pull off a easier. Obviously, it's still 28 minutes in the game. Still, so much can happen. But it's looking like with the gold lead that Akuma Blades are maintaining and looking to play it a bit safe, that they are trying to slowly but surely bring this to a safe and calculated victory.
Something could go wrong and Sub could land an ultimate, and with the Morellos and the Sword Shoes that he has, it would do some pretty big damage. But
Absolutely, and
there aren't too many great delivery methods on this team. Like, Sejuani's okay, but she's just going to get stopped by the first target, and Urgot's going to do the same.
I think for that it's going to be a lot of her own positioning with the ball. Hopefully people just forget that it's there. He can get it, just an inch too close to him.
That's how every great every great Orianna ultimate is landed.
I'd like to believe the majority of them are, yeah. I think that'd be right in saying. That Ezreal coming down for a little bit of poke. That is a lot of damage onto Adrian. That, that Archangels or Saris being finished is proven to be very strong on that Ezreal. That bonus AP, especially with that ult scaling and just about every other ability that scales with magic on Ezreal, it makes a huge difference rather than opting out.
Wait a minute. Look at, are you supposed to buy a Warmogs after Cinderhulk?
I think that's fine. You're rushing the Cinderhulk passive up. The more bonus health you have, the more health that your Cinderhulks can give you. So I think for cost efficiency, if you're able to get above that certain threshold to get the Warmog's Heart passive, I think it's still plenty relevant.
I guess I understand since they're playing base defense.
Yeah,
it's just not something I'm used to.
You get a lot of health. Ezreal isn't going to get that Blade of the Ruin King for quite a while. If he got it a lot sooner, I'd say that'd be maybe not the safest build to go. You're just giving him a lot more damage to kind of hand over to him. She has 10% CDR from the Warmogs, as well as the Kindle Gem that she's working on something else. I don't know if that's going to be a Spirit Visage. I don't know what it's going to be. But he's holding on to it. That's an extra 10%. It's an extra 150 gold. He's got actually, it's looking like it might be a Knight's Vow. Maybe they're looking to put in a lot into their carries of Sub and Adrian. Say, we'll tank up the damage for you. We'll hopefully rely on the damage that you can dish out.
Yeah, Adrian can still scale. Land a couple good auto attacks, and that Conqueror is going to do so much damage in these team fights.
And he just finishes Infinity Edge. It's going from 30% crit strike chance to 60%. Not only is that a lot more crit, but that's going to be true damage crits. So I think...
and it is a stupid item that he has bought that will hopefully be gone next patch.
Yeah, no, it looks like, Storm Razor, the way you can walk up, get increased movement speed along with his passive from, so we get Storm Razor passive and this Sivir passive movement speed. You get, just so much. Like you said, with the Fleet Footwork, you get even more had he opted for that. But I actually think with as much damage as he's set up to do, I think Conqueror's going to be absolutely fine. And I think in the last team fight, or last couple of team fights, I should say, depending how long this game goes, I think it's gonna show how much more damage it'll do compared to something like Fleet Footwork, even Lethal Tempo we've seen on Sivir.
I was watching somebody in the league was streaming Sivir today, and they took Lethal Tempo.
I think it's fine.
It was McTrump.
Yeah, no,
I think playing right now.
I think it's
he
situational.
takes Lethal Tempo on like every ADC. It's kind of weird.
I like Lethal Tempo in some situations. I wish there was a more reliable way of which to utilize the attack speed. It's pretty, you're able to...
I like window play. I play Kog'Maw and Kale, and they're all about windows.
That's understandable.
I like play as an item.
And seeing a window, LZBLZ Instantly tries to take down Nyrus on that Darius. The Deer God ult coming down. Fluke's going to teleport in, taunt up who he can. Two of the carries on lane 0 being taunted up. A lot of damage coming down. Zonia's coming out and flash away. That's going to be 3 Braum stacks on Fallen Artist. Not going to get stunned up. Audio going deep with the Galio ult. That's Catharsis going to be a kill on the leak. A knockup going to get Fallen Artemis down as well. Redmon looking very low. So slow, that might be one more kill, and that is indeed another kill. Triple kill, full Catharsis on this Ezreal. Sub being stunned up, and Braum passive going to stun Sub up, and that's going to be an ace for Akuma Blades.
That was not a bad pick from lane 0, but Akuma Blades has just such a lead at this point in the game, it isn't going to do anything for him.
They saw an opportunity, they took that opportunity, and they did get the kill on Nyrus. They did get... what they had started, but the way that Akuma Blades had turned it just ended up being a lot more beneficial for them, and it looks like it's even going to be what wraps up the game for them. And you know what? It looks like we are getting that game 3, and I hope everybody loves their favorite song, because it's coming on. That's Akuma Blades with the 1-1 victory now against lane 0 Blizzard in this best of 3 series.
Huh. Yeah. I guess this is going to game 3. Not really expected. I don't know. Like, both of these games have just gone exactly the opposite of how I expected them to. So I'll make a prediction for next game and then say exactly the opposite.
The first game I kind of expected in like a half-hearted type of way.
Picked Fiddlesticks.
This game I didn't expect.
How did you expect that?
I didn't expect Blizzard to not perform this game. I really hoped, like, with their champions, like I said, as safe as they were, I think maybe if they don't see that working, I mean, I don't think Adrian's the problem here, but I think, I'm going to predict something since we're all about predictions here. I think Adrian's going to be put on a hyper carry this next game. I don't think they're going to put him on Sivir again. I think they're going to give him something a little juicier, and I very much... I enjoy seeing Ezreal. I'm glad that Catharsis did that, and you actually, you saw in that last team fight picking up a triple kill. It's nice to see the repositioning, the nice safe DPS, and him being able to synergize well with the Braum passive. You can see every single team fight, Braum actually managed to get his passive off on just about everybody, and it made a huge difference with the crowd control that was able to be applied to Blizzard. And I'm going to have you speak about that game for a second while I fix up the overlay again.
Man, I already tabbed out of it. I guess I could just talk about what
just talk about the game. It's all you.
Okay, so the game we're playing is called League of Legends. Mm-hmm. It's held about 90% by Tencent Holdings, which is a Chinese internet proxy company.
Okay.
They have done some interesting things with our game. They've apparently approved crit item changes. Controversial. They've made a lot of skins. They added battle passes for everything, which is really annoying. There's 4 prestige skins. The first one came out like not even 3 months ago, and there's already 4 of them, which I think is kind of ridiculous. I personally have none of them. I was able to afford the Kaisa one, but then I also noticed that I could just buy like 10 of the KDA orbs, and I said, why would I get this Kaisa skin I'm not going to use? But that's just my take on the matter. Some people like battle passes. I'm fine with that. It's a good business model, but I think they're overdoing it a little bit. They made so much money off of the first one.
They're rubbing their nipples with every transaction that goes through. They are moaning all the way to the bank, without a doubt.
It's true. Did you see that shit that happened yesterday where they accidentally put up the prestige things for like 1 blue essence?
No. I wish
They
I took
put
it off
the Blood Moon capsules up for 1 blue essence, and it was open for like an hour. And some people bought like 300 of them because they were only 1 blue essence. And then after they fixed it, they let the people that already bought the capsules keep them. So some people have like 300 more skins than they did the day before, and they're not taking them away.
Nice. Well, while I have the opportunity in this mid-game session, my roommate was nice enough to order some pizza. So while this... actually, I'd never added the Acer logo to the stream. But speaking of which, Acer has sponsored this beautiful sugar-free league of ours. And could be...
And the pizza.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say, hopefully if we can pick up a sponsor from Papa John's, that'd be great. If we could pick it up from Domino's, Monster Energy,
Oh, okay,
Subway,
can you look at the box
Chipotle.
and tell me if there's an apostrophe on the John's?
It's not in my room, but as soon as I get back, I'm going to report that to you. I'll be sure to get that intel. But for now, we're going to... It is a 1-1 in a best-of-3 series, and it wouldn't be a 1-1 if Silver Stripes wasn't played. So we're gonna turn down the lights. We're gonna turn our voices very low, and we're gonna enjoy some good music. So I'm gonna be back momentarily, and we're gonna enjoy this intermission. So we will be back.
as excited as Jarosa is. Hey, Jarosa, my penis is itchy too. Victor banned right away. I'm assuming Fluke plays that, seeing as it's been banned for the 3rd game in a row. Maybe Nyrus actually gets his pick instead of just locking in the Darius so Revnon doesn't get it. Another Zillion ban. Gotta keep sub off of that. And Gangplank. Yeah, I think Sub had like 100% win rate on Zillion. Wow, Fallen not taking a tank jungler. We'll have to see how this one goes. Catharsis sticking with what's worked. Yep. I like Galio being banned. That makes the game like a little bit more interesting by default, but seeing an Ezreal so early in the draft is somewhat discouraging. But Adrian does know what he's up against, and maybe he can make like a more aggressive hyper carry pick, something like a Draven or a Lucian. Probably not a Draven. I don't know why I said that. I just want to see a Draven. Adrian, if you're listening, please pick Draven. Adrian Lucian is easily, probably, well, no, it is easily just his best pick. But come on, pick Draven. It'd be so cool. Cho'Gath? Revnon the Cho God? There's also like a 50-50 chance Leak is just... Oh my god. Okay. I know I was going to say I'm going with the opposite of what I think is going to win. Lane Zero is winning this. Come on. What could Akuma Blades possibly draft? To tango with the Cho God in the top lane. Or Leak is playing its support because he doesn't care. Oh shit, Cassio is up. Never mind. Yeah, I lied. I don't know. I think that no matter what happens, this is the last game of the series. Well, they're not banning Sejuani, and I know Leak likes to please his fans.
My mic was actually muted on the stream that whole time. That's awkward.
It was?
Yeah. Or not the whole time.
Oh, that's cool.
Just the time we've been back. So it just seems like you were talking to yourself.
I do that sometimes.
Me too. It's alright. Man, I was talking that whole time, and now I just feel like an ass.
LeBlanc banned. I honestly think Cassio has a pretty good matchup into LeBlanc. Alistar ban. Oh yeah, Leak is charging up his Sejuani power, no doubt.
For both Braum and Alistar to be taken away, I still think to take the
It's
rest away from
Greg ass
Leak.
support. Oh yeah, I completely understand
That's
picking
good.
a Thresh here.
Yeah, I don't like Ezreal Thresh very much at all. I think the lane synergy isn't really much to fear, but to take it away from
I
Lucian
think Lane
Thresh,
Zero is also kind of in a corner, so they want to put Leak on his best champion. And taking away the Thresh is a good idea, though Blitzcrank is still up. What the hell? I have not seen much Malzahar lately.
Yeah, I'm gonna. That's.
It's pretty good into Cassio though, so it's all right.
I think
But
Malzahar's
one
always
Cassio
gonna be
Q
good.
does kill all of the Voidlings.
I think Malzahar in general, just to have a point and click suppress, is just fantastic to have on any sort of team composition. I think it's always.
Yeah,
gonna
that'll
fit.
be great with Camille.
I'm wanting to see what Leak picks up. Shen support. Now that, funny enough, I was talking with a buddy of mine who probably hasn't played since Season 4. A guy used to love Shen Top, and I had to break the news to him today. He wants to know how League has been, and I'm like, dude, Shen Top is garbage. However, and I told him, I said, I don't know if a lot of people have realized this. It dropped out of meta for a bit, and I'm not sure why, but I think Aftershock Shen support is probably one of the most sleeper, strong power picks of the bot lane. I think it's so very reliable. I think with Font of Life, It's fantastic. Aftershock when you taunt someone, you're getting so many resistances. You're getting the Stand United to help with your partner. You get the W to negate auto attack damage. There's so many things that support Shen can utilize that a top lane Shen can't utilize as much. So I'm really excited to see a spec. I don't like exhaust on it. I think especially with Illusion, this is a pick you need to take Ignite. Like, this is something that you're going for this
Shen's
dive.
early damage is one of his strong points for sure.
You're going for these level 1, 2, 3 trades that were, you think you actually not even 1, I'd say, 2 through 4 or whatever, to be able to, because again, Ezreal Thresh, Thresh can land every hook in the world, but an Ezreal with no items isn't going to do much. Like, even if he lands, every W, every Q, is perfectly kiting and everything, it's still not going to be as devastating as a press the attack Lucian is early.
Oh yeah, and PTA is pretty much your only choice when it comes to that champion. Unless you want to go Klepto or something, I guess. But PTA just so strong with Lucian's double tap passive. You land one ability and you're immediately one auto attack away from having that PTA proc, which is so huge, especially versus something like an Ezreal, whereas usually you wouldn't be able to land those 3 autos. Lucian is definitely the ADC to do it if there ever was one.
I think this is also a great AD carry pick versus the Scion that is going to have a massive amount of health. With Gragas, if he is going AP, there's still going to be a lot of health focused in that AP build. Cassiopeia is the same thing as well. A lot of that Morel was a lot of the Rylai's, even the possible Rod of Ages if she decides to go that route. So having that early,
shit's dead. She wouldn't dare.
Yeah, I'd hope she wouldn't dare, but I've seen stranger things. Early Blade of the Ruin King on Lucian is going to be very, very impactful. As you already mentioned, press the attack with a. I think that's why Lucian is so very successful with the current things that are in the game, is his passive. Not only are you getting 40% CDR from 2 items, 2 items of the Black Cleaver and the Essence Reaver, but even just at the 2 item spike of Essence Reaver, goodness gracious, Blade of the Ruin King and Black Cleaver, having that double tap auto, you're not only shredding the armor of people with your Black Cleaver, you're not only increasing the damage of your allies and yourself with your press the attack, you're not only dealing percentage health damage to people with increased attack speed, you're dealing, you're sustaining, it has everything that you could possibly need compared to an Ezreal where you need to get that tier, you need to get that Sheen item, you need to possibly get that second tier if that's the route you're going to go. You need to put so much more gold in to be relevant. But once you do hit that point on Ezreal, then you become a truck as well. But you're more of a ticking time bomb where Lucian is just an absolute powerhouse as soon as he walked into the gate. And there's the Ignite on Leak, by the way. I was glad that I saw that.
Oh yeah, he did change. But I feel like all of these ADC changes, what if they aren't actually changes and they're just Lucian buffs in disguise? Because it seems like every time there's a change for the ADC class, Lucian just gets better. The new runes come out, Lucian uses PTA better than any other ADC. I think they add Stormrazor and they change Infinity Edge. Every other ADC is just like, what the hell is our power spike now?
When Lucian is,
I've been using this build for 3 seasons.
When Lucian is good, it shows the current state of bot lane, and that is that is Lucian completely overpowered right now? Yes. Is it the champion, though? Like, do numbers need to be tuned on it? No, it's everything else that's in the game. Like, like we discussed.
ADC is the problem. Lucian is not the problem.
Exactly. Every other AD carry, maybe shouldn't be as strong as Lucian. Like, if you said that, that'd be a little bit of an over-exaggeration. But it's that Lucian shouldn't be nerfed. Other AD carries need to be brought up to the strength of, this early game damage Lucian that's able to dish out so much just because certain items that exist in the game favor him more than any other characters.
Yeah, Stormrazor is bad and dumb, and I don't like it.
And not only is it bad, it's the fact that they released Stormrazor with the intention of, hey guys, we want to add variation to itemization. We don't want 80 carries and every other role building the exact same items every game, and then they just give 1 item to build every single game.
Like, oh my god!
If you actually
look at the Shen skin. Do you see Akali in the background? They updated that and they didn't say anything.
Why is she there?
Because Nurse Akali.
No, I get it. Yeah, I understand. But why would they do that?
I don't know.
That's Shen's art.
They can.
That's Shen.
Some people share. You can see Jarvan's little face in the Gragas skin.
Yeah, but they're. I was gonna say they're a team, but then I guess you can use the excuse saying that they're on a medical team. So
Yeah.
no, that throws that out the window, huh?
Yeah, I don't care about skins this game.
You know what? I care about skins because you pointed out that Shen skin. That skin has Crocs, and
I'm aware.
That's one of the most OG things I think any character.
I have a
could
lot of
have.
Shen skins, and I don't play Shen. It's unfortunate.
I actually suffer the same fate, but I very much love Shen as a champion. I think it's a great champion.
I like playing Shen, but now this is gonna sound very, very stupid. I only play Shen. I build him like Master Yi, and I only play him into Master Yi. Because he's like one of the only champions that can win an auto attack fight with Yi.
So you're saying because you have your W and you just attack as fast
Yeah.
as him, you just beat the shit out of him.
Yes.
Like fast with your sword. Like like some anime shit.
Because Master Yi will always take that trade where you just stand there and auto attack each other. Except Shen wins.
I think you're on another plane of existence than me. I think you've actually transcended.
I'm such a counterpick player. I have a counterpick for everything. Like, you name some shit, I know exactly what to do against it, and it's gonna sound retarded until you try it.
Yeah, I think every team listening should highly consider you for some sort of analyst.
Head coach. Give me your
Absolutely.
team.
This guy will
I'll
figure out
manage it.
every single counter pick possible. This guy's already got it in a little notebook. You think Lemon's notebook is impressive? You ain't seen shit till you've seen this guy's notebook of counter picks.
It's all in the mind.
This game is a lot.
No, I have a pick for everything. Like, I was talking about that Rammus mid game. My team was so upset. The story behind that is like, I had to pick for somebody else. Well, I wanted to pick for somebody else because I'm trying to counterpick somebody, so I wanted to see what the enemy mid laner was, right? So I told them, pick me Rammus, and they were just like, you're joking. And I'm like, no bullshit. Lock in Rammus. Then I played it and carried the hell out of the team.
That's very
Everyone
solo
honored
queue.
me. Legendary.
Yeah, that sounds very solo queue indeed.
I don't play solo queue very often.
Oh,
when I
yeah,
do, my team hates me.
I mean, I play solo queue often, and my team hates me, so I you know, it doesn't change much. I think within the oh my god, Fallen Artemis going for the level 2 Camille gang, very cheeky.
Ow!
Wow,
Does that
so much
flash
damage.
really need to happen? Okay,
Yes.
PTA Camille this game.
I'm saying for sure.
This one is better.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have landed.
I think
I think the flash should have came out just so he didn't get auto attacked to death, but
it's
I don't know if he needed to do it then.
it's better to flash away and not have died rather than get hit by something and try to flash away after and then die anyway with having the summer spell gone and then you just die anyway.
You remember those Cho'Gath versus Scion games we saw like a year ago today?
Yeah. It's back.
I kind of missed those. I like that a lot more than Urgot Aatrox, to be honest.
I do as well. And we even got a 2v2 up here in the bot lane. Camille showing that she can get those auto resets off.
Wow, that didn't land. That's surprising. Audio just gonna walk backwards here.
Wow, that grasp on the Cho'Gath's going to keep him just healthy enough to boldly walk out of there where no man has
That was
walked
nutty
out before.
damage.
Got everything else just about even. It's going to be a pretty slow and delicate lane process from what I can tell. Wow, getting that early press the attack proc off on that Ezreal, you know, bringing him to half health is pretty damn good. I'd like to notice that landing W on Lucian early in lane is actually so very fantastic. I don't think people realize that W and Q damage base is the exact same thing, and magic is packs a bit more of a punch, it seems, starting that W than it does Q. It's a bit more reliable to land. You can more safely...
Is it? I think Q is
I'd
more
say-
reliable to land. It just puts you in a worse spot.
I mean,
Oh,
if you just
Adrian,
walk up and
smooth.
point and click it, they can easily sidestep it if the player...
No one does. Don't lie to yourself.
I mean, if you're playing normals all day,
Very
probably
few
not.
times has somebody sidestepped a Lucian Q on purpose.
Again, it's depending on who you're playing with, I guess.
It's pretty consistently, it's like, oh, I didn't think Lucian Q was going to go that far, and then it ends up hitting you.
At times, yeah. Wow,
Fluke actually... Okay. Alright, I thought Revnon was just going to kill him there. Usually Cyan has the advantage in that. If Cho'Gath can land autos, it's very, very Cho'Gath-sided. No one really thinks about the way that those spikes work, but they do such a ridiculous amount of base damage.
Yeah, I do think Cho'Gath is definitely one of the more intimidating tanks, especially once he gets that level 6. The constant threat of your head getting chomped off is definitely a little stressful for some laners.
I always eat minions. I don't eat people unless I'm expecting a gank. It's more satisfying to, like, I don't know. Just, like, take a minion and delete it from the plane of existence. Get the instant gratification of growing in size.
Okay.
Kind of like when I'm playing Zac, I'll rush health items regardless of what my build is supposed to be.
Because you just want to be
Just
big.
so I look bigger.
Okay. You know, it's those next level things that separate the good from the great.
Separates the people that are trying to win from the people that are trying to have fun.
And which side is the person on? No one knows. That's the fun.
Ooh, smooth from Revnon. He played that fight pretty much as perfectly as a Cho'Gath can.
Yeah, no.
Almost out of mana here. Probably going to go B soon. And he has the wave pushing in. Good spot for him.
Yeah, that's a very sad looking
Revnon
resource
plays a clean
Cho'Gath.
Cho'Gath.
Yeah, no, he's been landing all of his Ruptors consistently. He's been getting a good amount of grass procs off. It's good to see. Thankfully with his passive, he's actually able to get a good amount of health and
Is it gamer time?
mana back. I think he might just chomp
Just eat
that.
the cannon.
There
Eat the
you
cannon,
go.
leave.
Yeah.
Alright, he's outie. Fallen going to pick up his Gromp. Gragas on the top side taking his Krugs. Relatively low jungle action. We saw a couple ganks early in the game, but nothing really came from them other than a few sums blown. Slow-paced game, and usually when this happened, goes in the favor of Akuma Blades, seeing as how they have their game plan. But this game, I think Lane 0 is going to be a lot more on top of it. They have a lot more global pressure. Cho'Gath's TP is down. Sub also taking a TP, though it is down right now. To have 2 TPs and Shen's ultimate is just going to be really big for being able to make those reactive plays. Gragas pings on probably to the Scuttle Crab, just getting some vision for this Infernal. An early Infernal is honestly not even as good as the other Drakes, but like it's an Infernal, and who doesn't want more damage?
I'd say it's still probably... I mean, they definitely did make other dragons, such as Cloud, a bit more relevant. I think Cloud is probably one of my most favorite as an AD carry, even over Infernal. But I still think...
I like Ocean.
I think Ocean's just okay. I think it's probably the worst of all 4. Hook is actually going to go down on the lead.
Oh,
We'll
wow.
see,
Jarosa lands that. Adrian hops in.
yeah, Adrian hops in, but...
Drops Ezreal to half.
Yeah, gonna get chunked a little bit of himself, but he's... Actually, just now noticing Adrian opting out of the Blade of the Ruin King rush and going for what may be a Stormrazor on Lucian?
Maybe he forgot who he was playing.
Yeah, you know, that's a possibility, I'm sure. I'm not gonna knock it. I'm not gonna,
Maybe
say...
he still has the Sivir MOBA Fire page up.
Yeah, see, I'm not gonna say anything until I see it in action. Because, it's still Lucian. And, a lot of people need to remember that back when Lucian was a more crit-based champion with his build, his double tap passive proc auto will still crit. So it still manages to do a good amount of damage. So having extra movement speed from the Stormrazor to synergize with his W, I don't think it's the dumbest thing in the world, but I still think it's...
suboptimal.
Yeah, it's suboptimal, but still got a First Blood coming over into the Karthus on Ezreal, and audio being ticked down very low by the Malzahar. Fallen Artemis getting away with just a sliver of life, and Sub taking down DeRosa on this Thresh. That's going to be a 2-for-1 on the side of Blizzard. Oh my god, Predator audio coming in, Sub
Predator.
very low, and that's going to be a flash on his part. Fallen Artemis is going to knock
Very,
up audio.
very greedy from audio, and he does get punished for it.
Audio
He didn't even have the ultimate up. What was he thinking with that tower dive? Oh,
Seeing an opportunity,
God damn it,
trying to
Fallen lived.
take it, and he No, just
It was close.
yeah, it was very close, and I understood the mindset. I understood, I saw exactly what he was thinking, and it just, doesn't always work out as you plan. The jungler's still there, hiding in the shadows. Camille having one of the best gap closers in the game, is able to close so much distance in such a short amount of time, even from distances of which you cannot see. So one of the other things I'm going to speculate about this build that might be nice as well. One of the things that I hate about Blade of the Ruined King is just because of how much flat AD it gives, especially the components of it. You're building so much gold, and you're not getting so many resistance or so many, bonuses for so long. Compared to
It's like 45 AD, right, or 25?
It's 25, but compared to BF Sword, where you
45.
spend 1300 and you straight up just get 40 AD. Just like straight off the bat for the rest of that game, like because you made that 1300 gold purchase, 40 AD. And I think that it makes me wonder, despite what build path you are going to go and what champions, it always makes me wonder, is it worth actually getting such a huge amount of AD? Because it is slot efficient, it's keeping that one slot, you're not having to build like 3 long swords to achieve it. So, maybe he might have it, and he's got double dagger, so he's got a few things he can go for. He can go for the recurve bow and continue with the Blade of the Ruined King as though he didn't even buy the BF sword, or the more likely option that I think he's going for, which is the Storm Razor, and then he just grieves instantly.
Yeah, it reminds me of the ADC builds of old. Fallen looking for a gank here, not going to go through with it. Adrian just landing some auto attacks. But the ADC builds of old, where you would go, like rush that BF sword and then get your Zeal item. Nowadays, it's not quite as efficient, just with the Infinity Edge changes. You want to go straight into that Storm Razor.
Oh, you said the
Leek
bait?
does bait Catharsis into the bush, and Thresh has the Lantern, Ezreal has the Mystic. Wait a minute. Arcane Shift.
There you go.
Yes.
Saved yourself.
Ezreal also has that Arcane Shift, so he doesn't even need to use the Lantern. Little bit of an anti-synergy there, like, probably... This is going to sound weird for an ADC, but extra mobility.
What's his W? What's the name of it?
Whose?
Ezreal, like right now at the top of your head.
Shut up, man.
Dude, you don't like some,
I was hoping you were
good
going to ask. I was hoping you were going to say Thresh. I know what Thresh is.
Okay, ooh, actually, speaking of Thresh, we're going to see if he can make a play on Adrian, but he's just so slippery with the dash. And meanwhile, we're seeing a Malzahar roll from Sub. On.
Sub almost died.
Yeah, Sub almost died tanking tower to see if he can get an Iris, but
almost pulled a fall in there.
Yeah.
Dying to top turret.
Yeah, no.
Very early in the game.
There's an old saying, monkey see, monkey do. I think being influenced by bad players might encourage
He who
you
dies to top turret should stick to tanks.
Jesus fucking Christ. Well, first of all, when he died, he was on a tank. Secondly, he's doing more...
He was playing Trundle.
He's doing more on this
of like
Camille pick than he does tank picks. I really don't think, like, anyone can say that Fallen is a tank only picker. I'm gonna call out and say that's absolutely bullshit, and he's probably one of the only players in the SFL that can actually prove his self-worth in the jungle, but...
I don't know who my favorite jungler is. I'm trying to remember.
Oh no, I'm not saying like my favorites or anything like that. I'm saying like in a pure factual standpoint. He like... If we're saying from pure improvement, it'd be Fallen without a doubt.
Mine's probably Valencia now that I think about it.
I haven't seen enough of Valencia play to have a strong enough opinion.
He's pretty good, but he's on a different team every time I see him. So
okay.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, no, I don't... I only like to have a strong opinion of a player if I actually have played with them or against them enough. Fallen I played a great amount with,
So you're biased. It's
you could say I'm biased.
Because everybody else
fine.
agrees that Fallen should stick to tanks. You're like the only one that's not with us here.
I mean...
Oh, he got out.
With audio getting caught in
Whoa.
2 flashes over from the side of Blizzard as well, taunting up Sion and
lands
seeing
it on the Sion.
what they can get. That's going to be a suppression over on the side of Malzahar, and he's going to tank up what he can with that W, knocking up 2 people, but slowly dying to that Malzahar. That is a killing spree for Sub. worth that 450 gold bounty, and League trying to defend his boys the best he can. Yeah, I'm not sure who else is really saying that Fallen should stick on tanks, considering they've had a lot more success. I mean, it's funny for me to say that he's much better on damage junglers, because I did not feel that way when I was playing for Blizzard, so... Because at the time when I did, he you know, I would have had the same opinion as you, but he's very much shown improvement and that he does care, and so is Fluke as tries to flash forward, gets the successful kill Ignite off, gets the shutdown of 450 gold over to him. That's going to be a nice little spike, while the rest of Akuma Blades walks Rip Herald down to the inner bot lane turret. Camille going to be grounded and not being able to hook onto a wall to finish Fluke off. Going to recall a safe distance away. Ezreal is finishing up that Iceborne Gauntlet, and just... Okay, that was one of the things I was wondering if it was going to be either the Stormrazor and Degrees or what, but it was actually the early BF into the rest of the Blade of Ruin King components. I'm not sure...
I guess you just had 1,300 gold and said I can't not.
I guess so, and you know what? It's going to show with the amount of flat AD that where the culling pulls off there as he...
Why is Cho'Gath so red? I don't remember him being so red. Are there chromas for that skin now?
I think so.
Okay. I didn't... Okay. I guess they added those at some point.
Just about any skin that they can add a chroma to, they're going to.
Katarina only has one... Oh, never. Who's that?
Who?
Yeah. Cassio only has 3 chromas, and they're on her base skin.
I do like those.
I think Eternum could definitely have chromas, but whatever.
I would completely agree. However, there are some skins in this game that may as well be... I was going to say. Things like Nottingham, Ezreal, look like recolors, but they did that a lot more. I think to prevent people from calling it just another recolor, they gave him elf ears, and
Ooh, that was a slick little juke from Jerosa there.
That was a slick little juke. You saw the
well, there are
coming.
some recolors still in the game, like White Mage Vigar.
Yeah, that's true.
That is my only Vigar skin, and I don't want another one. I like it because it reminds me of White Mage.
So you like people in white robes, and your top
no,
three
White Mage, the Final Fantasy character.
Your top 3 champions all begin with a K. So you have 3 Ks on your profile, and you're telling me
I
like
see a tie here.
White Mage Vigar. Okay. You can...
Maybe I'm just a Final Fantasy fan that's a little racist.
You can make up whatever excuses you want, but I have your number. I have you figured out.
That's fair. I honestly can't defend myself. That's way too suspicious for anybody to deny.
Don't let me get Mueller down here. So he'll testify against you too. Otherwise, you got a pretty... You know, this is going to be another very slow game. We see Jerosa trying to find a hook.
Jerosa, you're so greedy with these hooks. Like, if you just took the safe hook, somebody would be dead right then. But you have to make the big dick plays like, oh, Leek's going to hop over this wall. You can't predict him. Give up. Unbelievable.
They're not able to find the picks that they're looking for, but they're trying to clear this vision.
Jerosa, you're going for some crazy shit, but you can't go for crazy shit all the time. Like, if you try the bad choice a million times, it's going to work one of these times, but it takes away from it.
Yeah, Jerosa trying to... Wow, a little wide again with the hook, even though...
That one, Leek actually just stepped to the right, but, like...
It would have been nicer if the Grog Sparrow was able to apply the slow. Might make it a little bit easier to read his movements and get the hook landed, but it was just outside the hitbox. Adrian's taking down that bot side outer turret. Got his Blade of the Ruin King finish. Akuma Blades is looking to square up, get a fight going. Revenant coming in on the side.
Sub and Fluke on the top side, ready to close in on this bot lane whenever they want. Dark Passage is put down. Catharsis uses the Ezreal ultimate. Hits Leek only.
I think he was looking for a little bit more damage on Fallen Artemis. Adrian's going to be popping the ult and getting the hook down on the Revenant Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath walking forward. That's going to be 2 people knocked up by the Rupture, and there goes Leek down. Shen killed, and there goes Catharsis as well to the Rupture, and that's going to be a go for Lane 0 Blizzard. Double kill going down on the Scion, and Adrian DPSing what he can. Audio too scared on the side, while Undead Nyrus charges at who he can. He's going back and forth between the two opponents, doesn't know who to choose from, and he's going to go down with Lane 0 Blizzard being free to take this Earth Dragon as they please.
Audio does recall, not going to attempt with the steal, even though he has Smite up. Fallen Artemis just going to smite this one away, probably, or let somebody else get it. No, Fallen smites it, and they walk right past the pink ward. Somebody pings it. They don't care. We'll just leave it there for a little bit.
They can have it. It's the inch they're giving them. You're saying, you know, we'll let you have it.
Yeah,
a little
Baron's
bit of
coming
vision.
up soon.
Yeah.
Who cares about bot side?
Yeah, exactly. Use your vision here, idiots. We're going to put ours on the top side while you think your bot side is all nice and cleared and all full
Yeah,
of vision.
you can see that dragon that's not there.
Yeah, we got that dragon, so you don't have to worry about that. However, actually, it's very nice to see with the dragon control that Lane 0 is maintaining. They have both two of the, what I would consider some of the most valuable dragons, being the Infernal and Earth. So, very high risk of Baron, with the Blade of the Ruined King Lucian able to shred through it with Earth Dragon very well. Passive on Lucian is very nice to apply to the Earth Dragon as well. So much true damage. True damage coming out from Camille. You got the Consume on Shogat. There's just a lot of ways they can very easily burst down this Baron. The hooks from Jerosa going a little wide again, just not able to find the picks that they want. But Ezreal looking to finish up his man immune rather soon, has his Iceborne finish to have a little bit of that armor to stay alive from this Lucian and Camille. Wasting his ultimate at the many opportunities that I can see. It'd be nicer if he can hold on to those and maybe save them for a team fight, especially even picking off a squishy that might be too low at the end of one. But using them, or using your ultimate to deal, you know, a negligible 150 magic damage to minions just isn't the most efficient usage of that ability, I'd say, anymore, especially after that update.
Yeah. Speaking of dragons, I think there's like an interesting dynamic of like who you're talking to. Oh wow, okay.
There's the Malzahar ult, and that's why I was talking.
Yep.
This pick is just so important.
That's why I picked it, so he could do that.
You can flash
That
ult,
specific
and
thing.
you're going to get rewarded more times than you're going to get punished. And here comes another play on Jerosa. He's going to have to use his splash to get away. Adrian getting very low. Less than half health, and Fluke seeing what she can get on this AoE damage as the members of Lane 0 back away. Maybe do a little bit of a reset and try to solidify their nearly 4k gold lead.
Adrian with a 700 gold bounty on him. Fallen on a 450 gold bounty, but that's no big deal. He'll probably int it away soon enough. Fallen on damage junglers LUL.
It's good to see that Adrian actually opted for the Mercury Shred, or actually just about...
I'm glad you've given up on defending Fallen.
I mean, I noticed the opinions of a normals player. I don't know. To see a
I play
jungler
ranked every once in a while.
every once in a while, but Fallen's put a good
Probably
amount of
have a better
in.
ranked win rate than you, but that's with like 10 games.
I'd sure hope so. I think just about anyone in the SFL can beat a 49% win rate hard stuck like me. But either way,
What the? How do you have a negative win rate?
it's up to you to tell me.
That's
I
neither
could-
here nor there.
Yeah, no, exactly. But either way, we've got Lane 0 Blizzard looking to solidify their win, looking to make a pick in the mid lane. Revnon knocking up 3 people with that amazing Rupture and a Consumed, almost taking out Catharsis. Jerosa going down to Revnon. Cyanol coming in with audio stopwatch, going to buy himself a couple seconds, but Fallen is going to knock him up just in time. Adrian's so very low in the Ignite ticking on him as well, but Nyrus flashing forward isn't going to be able to finish him off.
Kited so far
Sub
back.
is going to pick up that kill onto the Scion, and that's going to be 3 kills on the side of Lane 0 Blizzard for no deaths on their side. Baron being up gives them a huge advantage to see if they can push this lead into a victory.
Adrian actually like dashed his way from the middle of mid lane all the way back to tier 2 on blue side. Just running away from Scion during that fight. They really want him dead. And it's not happening.
They're doing a good job to keep Fluke out, and just in case there might be a cheeky little Luden's Cassiopeia steal, they managed to get that. So they got what was a just shy of 5,000 gold lead is turning into an almost 7,000 gold lead, a little bit less. We'll just go on the side of 6,000. Revnon sticking around a little too long without his team, and he's not going to get punished for it. Jerosa is going to get knocked up while he's scanning for vision. He'll take out the pink ward of Blizzard, but it's not going to matter. They got a dragon coming up in about 25 seconds. We'll see who that goes over to.
Revnon's honestly been huge this game, and I feel like You see that double pink ward there? That's what happens when Fallen's not on a tank like he's supposed to be.
Yeah, I think having some communication when establishing good vision is always key. It's gonna happen
And you know,
a lot
when
of
you
times.
play a damage jungler, you just throw away that communication and you try to make plays. And that's exactly why Fallen should be playing a tank.
Yeah,
That was kinda close.
Really beating a dead horse and trying to be comedic there, but either way, we're trying to see if they can siege down this bot lane turret. It's wanting to see if Revnon can go top lane and see if he can push that wave, but I really don't think they're gonna pay too much attention to it. If they have Baron, they're gonna just try to siege this bot lane tower. No inhib being down in the mid lane. We'll see if they
Gross
actually
landed one.
go mid lane. Hook's not going to really matter. Mercury Treads on the Shen is going to give him just enough tenacity where the hook isn't going to last too long, can dash away with his E, and he's going to be back up before, you know, there's even enough time to capitalize on it. So, we're seeing that Audio did opt for Moby Boots again on the Gragas this time, instead of the Camille that he previously did on. I guess it did give him the win last game, but I think for as late as he might have finished them, and for as low impact as he was making throughout the game, I don't think Mobilities was probably the best bet. You have a lot of crowd control. You have Shen, Shogath, Camille, Malzahar.
I assume he just picked it for the synergy it has with Predator, but Predator is not working too well as a root in this game.
Yeah, no, he tried to make some plays with the
He missed
Predator.
his opportunity to make his ganks, and at this point in the game, he's not able to get on top of any of the squishies, and Predator just becomes kind of useless root.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not getting the engages off like he needs to, especially when he's going damage as heavy as Runic Echoes into Zonius, he has no health. He has, you know, there's already so much damage, and more damage coming over on the side of Lane 0 Blizzard. Revnon taking down the Cassiopeia, chasing down two other members while the rest of his team is able to secure the spot side inhib. Adrian getting a little bit greedy using that Blade of the Ruin King active to see what autos he can get down on that Scion, and it's really not going to matter because they'll say, we'll just get a second inhib out of it. Will they even need a third? Probably not. They're going to see if they can look at these Nexus towers and finish out this game. Cassiopeia is dead, but up in 19 seconds. Fallen Artemis very low, no healing, no shielding available to protect her if it gets too low. One pick is all it takes. Airborne by the Scion, and he's going to go in with his ultimate. Shotting away and getting taunted up by Leak. So much damage coming out from the side of Adrian. Sub taking down Thresh with them. Catharsis on Ezreal having to arcade shift away. And Revnon so big, rupturing the land onto the Gragas as well. Audio knocking up Cho'Gath and gonna get as much damage off as he can. With Cassiopeia, the Ezreal coming down too. Leak getting too low, landing the W and the Q shut down on Lucian as well. And there,
oh wait,
there goes Fallen coming back to see if he can finish off Audio for a little bit of a greedy kill, but not being tanky enough to withstand the body slam from the Gragas.
That's a 600 gold shutdown.
Gragas is gonna go down as well, but minions are flooding into the base of Akuna Blades. We got 7k gold lead that's gonna be so very hard to come back from. 3 dragons, 7 towers, and so much gold on the side of Blizzard. Their carries.
A couple towers.
I mean, the mid laners are pretty even in items. They're doing, both of them are doing very large amounts of damage. We even see Ezreal having to opt out of damage to put it on hold, not able to opt for the second tier, but instead having to get in the QSS for the Malzahar and a lot of the other miscellaneous crowd control that Blizzard holds.
Yeah, if you do get caught as an Ezreal in these fights, Cho'Gath is going to walk up and press R. And as an ADC, you can't QSS death. So, at best, you can QSS a Malzahar ultimate, maybe the Cho'Gath slow after the knockup. If you do get caught out by that Cho'Gath, you're just gonna die. It'll feel like that sub Vigar, except for larger and about the same amount of purple.
Yeah, otherwise, their Akuna Blades are still trying to play as carefully as they can, but maybe not careful enough. A pick on a Catharsis is going to prove that Camille is just a very balanced champion. No escaping that. Also, Suppress going to land on the Gragas, and down he goes to the calling. The Cassiopeia not really going to make as much of an impact as they're really hoping. With 2 members on the side of Akuma Blades down, this might be it.
I think, in the famous words of the Wii Sports announcer, that's the game.
Yep, that's about it. Good flash E on Camille, landing on the fluke. It's just not going to be enough. Flashing away. Here comes Sub teleporting
Sub
in
is
though.
here.
Silence AoE damage is still not going to be enough, and Thresh is going to Lantern into safety. But that is
Lucian got the plus
2-1.
50.
Victor going over to lane 0 Blizzard, and that is
Delicious.
as a fantastic game 3 to see. It was very even for a very good amount of the first half of that, but Blizzard got a little bit of a lead. Akuma started to shake a little bit in their boots, and Blizzard jumped on that opportunity. A 29-minute victory, a little bit faster than the first 2 games that we had. And going on to the damage charts, we can see what exactly was going on there, with Adrian doing a good amount of damage, as well as Sub on the Malzahar, and even Cho'Gath on that full tank top lane is going to be doing
Oh
more,
god, a
more
disgusting amount of
damage
damage.
than just about anyone in the game besides Sub on the Malzahar. So that is a
Malzahar doesn't count. He's just a dot monster.
So not only is Revnal going full tank on this Cho'Gath, 101 crowd control score. One of the things I didn't mention looking at the end game screen of the previous games was how many Vision Wards were actually being bought by both teams, especially on the side of Akuma Blades. So many were bought, or double digits actually, on a lot of the members of Akuma Blades were being bought. This time, not so many, so maybe we could see their vision start to decline, maybe slipping up the more they lose a little bit of an advantage. They're less keen of their vision control. But nonetheless, they still tried to play as methodical as they could, very slow. And, both teams, I'd say, were honestly equal pacing with each other, equal skill. I think it was anybody's series, and I'm glad that it was an interesting one. It's never fun to watch a complete landslide, so I'm glad that it was a nail biter either way. So I'm glad that Lane 0 ends up victorious with a 2-1 score against Akuma Blades. What do you think about that?
I think Lane 0 Blizzard definitely deserved the win here. Akuma Blades probably had, maybe a little bit of an edge on the communication side of things, but at the end of the day, communication and synergy can only get you so far. Lane 0 Blizzard has some incredibly solid laners, and we saw that come out really big in this game. Adrian finding the early lead, Sub winning his lane, Revnon just destroying the Scion in the top lane was a huge factor in coming out on top in this game. And it didn't look like Cho'Gath really did that much, but at the end game screen, we see how much damage he put out, and you have to keep in mind, a really good amount of that was just in pressing R on Ezreal. At least 1,000 damage every time he pressed it. So Revnon came out really big that game, and it all came from winning these lanes. So overall, good on Lane 0 Blizzard for keeping their laners on top of everything. Probably, both teams definitely have some stuff to work on, but overall, 2 really solid teams that I expect to come out relatively on top towards the end of the SFL. And congrats to Blizzard for taking this game.
Yep, absolutely. I think all 10 players were each viable. I hope to see, as we mentioned with the many roster swaps and such that happened in the SFL, hopefully we get to see both of these rosters stick together and maybe see some of their successes of both teams throughout the split to see if each of them can find, a lot of the mistakes that each team is making. A lot of them, neither of them are flawless. There's a lot of just very small, minute mistakes that, can just very easily be corrected. A lot cleaner play can be executed, maybe swifter games to capitalize on certain mistakes, a lot less hesitation. So many different factors that can go into it, but either way, it's great to have a great amount of competition. It's great to have all these players actually take the time out of their days to actually schedule these games, take the time to go against each other and have a, just nice, clean, fair game, good sportsmanship. A lot of these players, are good to each other, and it's just a great environment. So if you've got any other words, I think I'm just about finished.
Yeah, I'm not sure if, I'll just come out and say it. Did you know that if you have Amazon Prime, you can sign up for Twitch Prime and use that subscription on Sugar Free League, the first channel, not this one, and you will be entered in an RP card giveaway every 2 weeks.
I like RP.
So,
you can buy a lot of nice skins.
I like RP.
Yeah, no.
You can buy Sivir skins.
Yep.
And you can buy chromas for those Sivir skins that make them significantly worse in the case of Adrian. But you can be entered in an RP card giveaway, which is very important, and you can get that for free. All you need is Amazon Prime. Ask your mom, ask your mom's friends at work. Maybe they have it. Doesn't matter. I doubt they're subbing to anybody. Just borrow it real quick and be like, hey, I need to sub to the SFL. I will be put in a gift card giveaway. What are you going to do with that Amazon Prime? Like, order stuff? Not important. Anyways, you can also sub with the $4.99 option, seeing as Sugar Free League is partnered, and go to the link in the description to buy Acer products with our referral code, and I think we get, like, some amount of commissions. I don't see any of that. Fallen does. But maybe I'll get a little bit under the table because I'm talking about it right now.
So you're telling me for only 17 cents a day I can sponsor the Sugar Free League Twitch channel? That's unreal.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so affordable. I think everybody could afford 17 cents a day.
Really? Even
Yeah.
a homeless person? That's not nearly as much as a house.
Yeah, no, not at all. I think a Twitch Prime membership is much more logical. They can enjoy
Surely.
it in their local coffee shop, games throughout the week. It's always available. We're always friendly to everybody, regardless of housing
Yes.
situation.
I won't tell anybody to play tank jungles. Ever. Because that's inconsiderate.
But either way, so that's a good series. I'm glad that we got the opportunity to cast it. But otherwise, for those of you still sticking around minutes after the game has ended, this is the last game of the night on this second channel of all channels for the Sugar Free League. So if you enjoyed it and you didn't already follow, you should do so. And if you want to spend 17 cents a day to show how much you actually love the Sugar Free League and have one special emote of it being nothing more than the logo, then we'd really appreciate that. So take the time to take out your wallets, and if you are not able to, then please press F to pay your respects. And otherwise, have a great night from both Live Studio and Nate of the Sugar Free League. We're glad we could make your viewing experience maybe a little more disappointing. Who knows? Have a great night.
Yeah, just mute us, honestly.